Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if the music is blaring in your ear over a headset, you have to know what time it is, right, Kelly Sears?
It's game time.
It's game time. IHSA opening weekend for football here in the state of Illinois. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and you're just about to watch Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling of Macomb presents Bombers Sports. It's the Macomb High Bombers football team against the Rushville-Industry Rockets. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Kelly Sears is alongside, and Kelly, this is going to be fun for me. It's back to 11-man. I watched all 8-man last year, so I'm back to 11-man football. And you're back at Macomb High, where you spent a lot of time. You weren't up here, though, except for after the game. You were down there on the sidelines a lot, weren't you?
Well, probably 30-some years.
30-some years is this year. I'm going to move that a little closer to you. This music is blaring.
Yes, it
and
is.
We're sitting right underneath a speaker, folks, so that'll probably go away a little bit as we get through the evening when we start to play. The sun is behind a cloud, thank goodness, because it is hot in this press box.
Yeah, it's really hot. And, you know, the thing that the average normal people don't realize, that the turf, when you play on turf, it's usually 10 to 15 degrees hotter on the turf. And, you know, like you said, the sun's going behind now, but that sun's blaring down and you're on the turf, it heats up and it gets very hot because, you know, through the years we played a lot of games on turf and you know, it's beautiful, it's fun to play on, but, man, I'll tell you what, as a coach, it hurt a lot of people because of the fact that if your kids weren't conditioned very well, you were struggling.
Yeah, it's they're getting ready to they're doing the handshake, getting ready to do the coin toss and everything. It's game number 1, Kelly. Both teams are itching to get going. You got Class 2A, Rushville-Industry, playoff team last year. You got Class 4A, Macomb High School, playoff team last year. Both are bringing a lot of players back. Both feel like they have a lot of things to accomplish this year. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of pressure on them. Set up to be a pretty good game, and both head coaches have last names that people in this area will recognize. And there's a lot of history on the field here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely right. And, you know, I was attached to Rushville for a little bit because Pat Raftis was the D coordinator down there for many years, and I helped Pat out a whole lot. And Brian, what people don't know, Brian did his student teaching here at Macomb High. And also Eric Wolfaw, which played for me, he is on the Rushville sideline also. So, and, you know, and then you come back to Macomb. Hey, it's Macomb. Tanner Hull's the coach. Luke Ladd's down there. Got some guys that played at Macomb High down there. Blake Driscoll, and you know it's high school football. The fans are coming in. Looks like we're going to have a good crowd. Got Rushville side starting to fill up too. And you know, the way I look at it is, Dwayne, if Macomb stays in the Prairie Land, this right here could be 67 rivalry. I mean, let's think about it. This could be a great rivalry. And, you know, for years, Macomb had a rivalry with QND.
Right.
That was probably all the years I coached. QND was one of our big rivals. Monmouth was a pretty good rival. But I think this one here could really grow into a great big rivalry. And, you know, as a coach with me, there's nothing better in rivalry, you know, especially, well, in today's world, it's a whole lot of different, you know. People used to get in the newspaper and talk smack, and you'd put all that stuff and post it in the locker room and stuff.
Now you have to screenshot it.
I guess that's it. I'd be lost without the newspaper.
I'll tell you what, it's, you know, you say that, and I think we've talked about this in the past. I feel like probably right now this is a rivalry game for Rushville because they're at Macomb.
Well,
and you and I have talked about this in basketball and in every sport. Macomb's the big dog. They're the big school. They're the ones that everybody. Ms. Level, the school resource officer, came to ask us to reset the clock. We can't we have a hard time resetting the clock
and turning the music
turning
down.
the music down. I did turn me down. Does that count for anything?
You were turning knobs.
I was like, I couldn't hear what she was saying. I'm like, what are you talking about? She came right underneath the speaker to a guy with headphones on, and it just.
What I was wondering was why you were sticking your hands out close together.
Yeah, it's like, you arrested me here. I mean, I didn't know I did anything. We're getting ready for the national anthem, so we'll let you folks hear that at home.
Fans, for a very special announcement. Earlier this week, we unfortunately lost the life of Bobby Blickenstaff. An Astoria native, Bobby was a longtime IHSA official. He reffed multiple sports, including football, at Rushville, Macomb, and many other area schools. On a personal note, he was a major factor in my officiating career as well. In fact, his son Mason is here tonight, as his crew was scheduled to officiate this game. We would like to give a huge shout out to all the officials for being here tonight under difficult circumstances to allow our favorite athletes to play the sport they love. And to Bobby, have a good game too, because I'm sure you're refereeing a game now, wherever you are. Let us all stand and take a moment of silence in the remembrance of Mr. Bobby Blickenstaff. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in the singing of our national anthem.
So the Macomb Bomber Pep Band with the national anthem there. We're going to take a quick 30-second break, and then we'll be back here from Macomb High School in just a couple minutes.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
And welcome back. Sorry, we're having a little problems with our mouse, as it's a little hot in here, as I said before, and the mouse just is plugged into a different location than normal, and it's just not wanting to use the adapter properly. Hopefully, as it cools down a little bit tonight, it'll work a little better, but it's almost too hot to touch. So you can see the Bombers team getting ready to come out on the field at this time, and this is always one of the best parts, first time of the year, right? Getting to run out on the field.
Getting excited. And, you know, for some of the kids, it's their first time doing it. We need a little fan to blow on that, you know.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. This game being brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital's athletic trainers and the MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell, Macomb provide expert help to Spartan student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all the athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, hospital caring. And the fight song, and here comes the Macomb High Bombers. The live chat is open, folks. We'll try to keep an eye on that as we go along here. The cowbell's right in front of us. Well, it looks like Drew Taylor's getting deleted from our chat. Great way to start the season. Hopefully everybody enjoys it, has a good time. Teams are on the field, and we're just about ready, Kelly, to get going. High school, you always hear professional football, NFL, they script plays. We're going to run these 15 plays to start with. Did high school coaches do that very much?
Well, you do, but you know, it's so hard at the high school level to run a script plays, because the things that happen during the ball game tend to change. And you do start off with a script, but I will tell you that you vary from that script, if that makes sense, because you know, a lot of high school coaches, that if they find something that works, they're going to go to it 10 times in a row.
Right.
And that's, you know, that's the nature of the beast, and making the adjustments throughout the ball game. And you know, I've been to clinics all over the country, and I was sitting in a big clinic one time, and one of the speakers was a professional coach, and he said, how many high school coaches you got here? Raise your hand. College coaches, pro coaches. He says, you know what? I'm going to tell you, high school coaches got the hardest job in the world, because you have to deal with what walks through the door. College coaches get to pick their players. Pro coaches get to hire their players. You guys just get what's walking through the door. So
you take whatever you can proverbially get, right?
That's exactly right.
Coach Horrell of the younger variety, the head coach of the Bombers football team, walking the sidelines, and Dad, the older variety coach, is on the sidelines as well as the AD, down talking to the officials right now as we're getting ready for kickoff here, as it's going to be Rushville receiving the opening kick for the 2022 IHSA season. The Bombers and the Rockets. Ready or not? Here we go. On to kick, looks like number 82, Langdon Allen. It's a squib kick. It's going to be picked up by an up back, and he's going to fall with it just inside the 40-yard line. Recovering the kick, number 6, Jake Etter, a senior. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line, it looks like, for the Rockets.
tonight's officiating crew is Clay Krause, Dave Krause, Clint Brewer, Mason Blickenstaff.
Coming on the field, the starting quarterback, number 11, Tyler Bickerman, a senior.
And elected to receive.
Rushville Rockets, as you might have just heard, won the toss, elected to receive. The fullback, number 35, is Afton Clark. And the handoff is going to go to Clark. He's going to go up the middle, about a 3-yard gain. Number 23 for the Bombers, the first person there, Lindsey May.
Stopped on the play by Lindsey May.
And it's a gain of about, what, 2, Kelly?
2 yards. Second down and 8.
7, 8.
Second and 2. Second and 8, short 7, or long 7, short 8.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Rushville Rocket, you're probably giving them 3. If you're the Bombers, you're giving them 2, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Not a big surprise what the Rockets come out in their first play. Handoff's going to go this time around left side and stacked up at the line of scrimmage. First player there, number 5, Carter Hogue. And the carry by Adam Sipes for just about a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and 7. Good outside linebacker play this far.
Yeah, Rushville that was out of their traditional straight tee, and they'll run out of the wing tee, and they'll run out of the double wing, and that's a Lafferty trait all the way through.
You mentioned something earlier that you stick to things or whatever, and there's Sipes again on the carry, a little more running room, but he's not going to get a first down. A host of Bombers there, including number 54, Ethan Ladd, on the stop. Sipes the carry. He gained another 4 yards, brings up 4th down and 3.
It's 4th down and 2.
Yeah, he called it 2. I guess they did mark that a little farther than I thought.
I think it's closer to 3, but we'll say 2.
We'll say 2. And they're going to go for it. Here close to midfield, this is probably a good spot to try and go for it, isn't it?
Well, early in the year, your kicking game you're not sure about, and they've been getting 3 yards of whack. So
straight T. Handoff's going to come this side, near side, and it's not going to get it. Stacked up in a hurry. Ladd there again, I believe. It was Ethan Ladd there again.
And up to Christian Danner, and he is
Danner on the carry.
And
Christian Danner, number 2 on the carry.
I got to say that was a gutsy call by Coach Lafferty to be able to go for it. But then again, if you get it, you're marching right on down the road.
That's right. So it's 1st and 10 Bombers, and Jack Duncan and crew head to the field. And this is really, I think, what everybody's waiting to see, right, for the Bombers is how the offense, and they've got some wideouts that everybody's looking at and seeing how fast they can get down the field as they're maybe waiting on a play, missing somebody here, waiting for a late call to come in. Duncan from the shotgun with a deep, deep setback. It's kind of like a pistol, but a little deeper than a pistol maybe. He's going to hand off right up the middle. Gain of 4 or 5 on the play. Max Reiner on the carry. Number 13, gain of 4. It's 2nd and 6 for the Bombers. Reiner in the backfield along with Lindsey May right now. And number 7, Jack Duncan, of course, the quarterback. Wide receiver near, wide receiver far. May is beside Duncan to his left this time. The deep setback is Reiner again. There's the snap. 1-step drop, and it's in the dirt short. Skipped it to Langdon Allen. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 6. Third down and 6 here is that was just a catch and throw, wanting to get a quick hook out there and just a little short, wasn't it?
Yep.
2 wides far and near this time. Sorry about that. Didn't mean
Looks
to
like
catch
they
up.
got a 2-by-2 set.
Out into the flat, looking for Allen again. Overthrows him, brings up 4th down and 6 at the Rockets' 44-yard line. And it's going to be a punt situation for the Bombers here.
Playing field position right now, and that's early in the ball game. That's a very good thing.
Freshman Drew Watson on to punt for the Bombers. We were joking about heights and sizes and stuff. Drew Watson listed at 5'10", It's probably a bit of a stretch, it looks like. Here's the snap. First punt of the season. No, it's not. Well, he's going to punt it. All rugby-style punt. He booted that thing into the end zone.
So that was a
44-plus yard punt.
Yeah.
He rugby-styled it.
Drew Watson travels 44 yards for a touchback.
That didn't even draw. It was past the goal line, so that's a pretty good boot from a run like that.
It is a good boot, but that's not what the coach wanted.
No, he turned around instantly and was like, had his both hands out, didn't he?
Yeah.
And so it's
makes the stats look good, though, doesn't it?
It does. It's a good punt. Not what you wanted, but it's a good punt. 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Rockets, their own 20-yard line as we're getting ready to go here back the other direction as both teams have had a possession now, and neither one have done a whole lot with it. Handoff goes left side again, stacked up.
Handoff to Tanner Gray.
Tanner Gray on the carry.
The average person wouldn't notice that, but Rushville was in an overload, and what we would call an overload is that they had an extra lineman on this side. And so they had a center, they had 2 guards, a tackle, and a tight end.
And they ran to that side. Occasionally they'll run to the weak side, but that time they did go overload and ran that way, but didn't have a whole lot of success. They did gain 2.
If you look at it, it's that way again. Actually, no, it's a wing on this time.
Going to come near side again. A little bit of running room this time for the Rockets. See who that ball carrier is. Comes up getting number 1, it looks like.
Yes.
Jordan McGinnis, the sophomore, comes up a little gimpy. He's going to gain about 7. Brings up gain of 6. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Gain of 6 yards. It's 3rd down and 2.
As the Rockets now, again, 3rd and short. They've been in 3rd and short both times here, and they're in a full house stacked backfield. Inverted wishbone, really. A handoff up the middle to the fullback, and he doesn't get the first down. He might have gained a yard, but they're going to give him a yard. Ashton Clark, number 35, the ball carrier. And it's 4th and a short yard, very, very short yard. And this would take Kahunas to go for this here, but
hey,
man,
they're going for it. If
you can't get a half a yard, now they're going to take the timeout. Maybe Coach Lafferty and crew over there thinking about it a little bit, but this is sneak territory for sure. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and be back right after this.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Welcome back here as we're timeout by the Rockets, as this game being brought to you by Ron Elby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. And with 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsalescars.com to check out their inventory. So that is the first timeout called by either team. The Rockets take it. Score is right, 0-0 on the Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling scoreboard. And they're going to take off. And he's got room, and you called it under. It's going to be at the 40, checking him down from behind, but all the way from the 40-yard line into Bomber territory. A first down of the year for the Rockets. It's a gain of 10, 20, 29 yards, a 29-yard gain for Jones, they said. I thought that was Christian Danner, but Caden Jones. And it's going to be 1st and 10 Rockets in Bomber territory. Handoff up to middle this time is going to go to Afton Clark. And he's going to go for a gain of 6, it would appear. So they're going to mark it at the 25-yard line, 2nd down and 4. And the Rockets are moving the ball now, Kelly. You said during the commercial that I said it was a sneak, and you said, yeah, but you faked the sneak and hand off outside, and it might go to the house. It didn't quite make it to the house, but You were right on, weren't
well,
you?
I coached football one time.
Once, just once. Here we go again. Bickerman under center. Going to throw this time. It's going to be short, picked off. May go back the other direction all the way. The pickoff by Holthouse, and he's going to be ran out of bounds. Bickerman got over there a pair of 11s, but Holthouse with the pick, and Braden Holthouse with the interception for the Bombers. And the Bombers have it just like that, 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line of the Rockets.
Yeah, that was a great play. He read that all the way, and over the top, he can't. That receiver looked open, and I just don't think the quarterback had enough velocity on it. But Holthouse made a great play on the ball, broke on the ball great.
On the Rushville-Industry, 37.
Wide receiver way out to the far side. And they got the cornerback out there, Kelly, on an island all by himself on the far side as Duncan goes up under center. I formation behind him, a wide receiver near and far, no tight ends. Actually, there is a tight end to the right. Duncan's going to fake, looks to that wide receiver down the far sideline. He's got him open, he's beat. Touchdown, Bombers! A Tom Conklin State Farm touchdown for the Bombers. And it's 38 yards, or 37 yards. JT Jeter, that's a game that everybody's been talking about, going to be a big-time receiver. 37-yard touchdown pass, and it's a Tom Conklin State Farm touchdown for the Bombers, and they get on the scoreboard first. And when you get a little bit of a change of momentum, right, Kelly, you want to take it right there, and they did exactly that, took advantage of it, didn't they?
It was good, and they were singled up, and, possibly – the style of defense that Rushville runs, you may want to pull somebody up and bang him off the line.
And a direct snap to the motion man, and I can't see the number on the motion man.
I think it might be Jeter again.
Langdon Allen. They said it was a shovel pass. I thought it was a direct snap. It happened so quick. And that's 2 more points. And the Bombers take an 8-0 lead here early in this one. First quarter action still, and the Bombers are up on their second possession. They get a Tom Conklin State Farm touchdown, and the Bombers lead 8-0. We'll take a break and be back after a word from the McDonough District Hospital right after this.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
And welcome back here. 8-0 the score, as the scoreboard is not updating. It doesn't appear, so we'll try it again. Here we go. Going to kick it again. Langdon Allen on to kick for the Bombers, and the Rockets, who looked like they had something going. So we picked up again right about the exact same spot, Kelly. The squib kick both times. That time it's recovered by number 4, Charlie Terry.
No return. It's 1st and 10.
I think if I was, those were my kids, I think I'd tell those guys, hey, you're that quick. Pick that thing up and you run with it, because you're a running back. You run with it, and
if you can field it cleanly, you need to go with it, right?
Yeah.
If you bobble it or whatever, then fall on it. But
because you got one line to break, on the kickoff.
Now Tyler Bickerman coming in, Kelly, after making a tackle, losing his helmet after throwing the interception. Probably look to run here a little bit, but be good to get him back in the saddle a little bit, get some good handoffs and some ball movement. As Afton Clark up the middle again, going to go for a short gain. Looks like a gain of about 2. Bring up 2nd down and 8.
Afton Clark, tackled by Brendan Sprinkle.
Sprinkle, Ladd, and others on the stop.
2nd down and 8.
Max Reiner there as well. And I'll tell you what, it's this defensive line has played pretty well. Other than that one big play, they've played pretty well here so far, the Bombers have defensively.
Yeah, they've played very well. Big James Meredith in there, I'll tell you what, I really like him.
Handoff this time, high handoff, nearly bobbled. Jordan McGinnis going to go for a gain again of about 3 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Rockets at their own 44-yard line. Ethan Ladd's a name that's been said quite a few times already, and
yes.
its name is going to be said a lot this year, isn't it?
Yep, Ethan does a nice job playing inside linebacker. Got a lot of kids that fly around, and that's good.
Nose and helmets on the football, right? That's had 1 turnover so far, and that's where it led to the points. Here's a handoff left side. Oh, big-time stick. Who is that over there? Can see the number. Got to wait for him to turn around so we can see who it is.
They're still pushing on him.
That's Reiner.
Yep.
Sipes goes for a gain of about a half a yard, but man, Reiner form tackled him absolutely perfectly, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a good hit. Very good by Max Reiner.
So here we go. Rockets are going to punt this time. On to punt is Jake Etter for the Rockets. And the Bombers are in return coverage here. A short punt. It's going to drop, and they're just going to let it roll. It's going to be downed at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 Bombers at their own 25-yard line. When we come back here, this game being brought to you by Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling. Since 1960, Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling has provided the greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of quality home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852 and find out how Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling delivers 365 days of indoor comfort. I got 3 wide receivers near, 1 far, single setback beside Duncan in the shotgun. This has got screen written all over it, doesn't it? And they did set it up, but it wasn't there, and they're going to throw for a completion. Gain of about 17 on the play. Langdon Allen, the intended receiver, and making the catch. 17-yard gain. And it's 1st and 10, a Sports Corner first down for the Bombers. So the Bombers moving the ball now a little bit, Kelly. Offensively, maybe they've settled into a little bit of a rhythm now.
Yeah, I think you have. You know, those first few plays, everybody's jittery, everybody's nervous, and, you know, now they got it flowing. Excellent job by the quarterback drawing Rushville offsides.
Yeah, that was a complete offside. First penalty of the game, actually. It's a 5-yard penalty, offsides, and didn't have to worry about neutral zone or nothing on that one, did you?
No. And, you know, the thing about it is I think a lot of people are too nice. I used to tell my guys, hey, if you're going to do it, you do it and do it good. Whether that's right or whether that's wrong.
You make them know you did it.
Yep.
Reiner, the setback this time. Duncan's going to look left. Now he's going to roll left. He's going to tuck it and run. Around the outside, he finds the corner but gets tracked down. A good defensive play by number 58. That's Travis Gray on the tackle. Duncan is going to go close to a first down. Gain of 4 on a play. Brings up 2nd down and 1 for the Bombers. And a nice thing to see out of Duncan there early in the season, he didn't try to force it, right? They're having a little success throwing the football, but he didn't force it. He tucked it and ran and got what he could get.
But the thing you got to realize, Duncan could be playing fullback in a lot of places. I mean, he's that type of athlete.
Yeah, he's the real deal, that's for sure, athletically. He can play every sport, and he plays most of them well. He's going to go play some college baseball, if my memory serves me correctly. Reiner with the carry up the middle. He'll have the first down, a gain of 3. A Sports Corner first down for the Bombers, and it's 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of the Rockets. And it feels like here, Kelly, if you're a Rockets fan or you're a Bombers fan, you really need the Rockets to make a stop here, right?
Yes.
I mean, you can feel it kind of slipping away, and we're really early yet. Down deep, that's going to be a hold. It's going to come back no matter if it's caught or not. It is caught down there, but I'm pretty sure that's going to come back.
Yep.
The pass was completed to Jeter, I do believe, over there. It's either Allen or Jeter. And it's going to come back, though. It's not going to matter.
You know,
on the right side, somebody got grabbed and thrown down.
Yeah, I will tell you, with Jeter and Allen out there at the wideouts, I think me and you can play quarterback. As long as you get it in the vicinity, they're going to catch it. They're that good.
As long as I don't have to run. As long as the blocking's good enough that I don't have to move and I can just throw, I might go along with that. Yeah. Outside of that, I'm going to say that I disagree. You might feel confident enough to run, and the other thing is they just can't hit me. That's got to be the other thing.
Yeah.
They have to agree that I have a red jersey on, and they can't hit me. If we can do those two things, I'm okay. I don't think they're going to do that though.
The way those guys go up and get the ball.
Yeah, Jeter went up and got that at the highest point. It was a great catch. Too bad it had to come back. So bring up first down and 20 for the Bombers, and a shovel pass again. Going to come near side. A great stiff arm. Breaks the corner, sidesteps, and he's going to go. It is Jaden Jones. Breaks another tackle, and he's in. A Tom Conklin State Farm touchdown, and he broke 5 tackles, had a great stiff arm, and a 56-yard shovel pass touchdown to Jaden Jones. That's another passing touchdown for Duncan, but that's almost to the cheater variety right there. That was all Jaden Jones. What a run for Jaden Jones, the junior wide receiver defensive back, listed 6 foot 145. And man, he stiff-armed, he sidestepped, he hurdled a tackler. He did it all on that run right there. And the Bombers going to go for 2 one more time here after the Tom Conklin State Farm touchdown. He's going to throw a slant into the end zone. And he dove for it, and he caught it. Who is that out there? Can't see that. Is that Allen or Jeter over there?
I can't see. I think it might be Allen.
The pass from Jack Duncan
to
JT Jeter.
Yep.
2-point conversion is good. And the Bombers lead 16-0 after the Tom Conklin State Farm touchdown. Tell you what, the Bombers are putting it on now. They've found what they want to do, Kelly, and it is working about as good as you could ask for. But that touchdown run was all Jaden Jones. I mean, there was 6 or 7 Rockets who had clean shots at him and couldn't get hands on him hardly, let alone a tackle.
You know, one of the big things is that right now Rushville is not recognizing the motion. And what I mean by that is that nobody bumped down at all, and there was nobody pointing at the motion man, and nobody completely rolled up on him. There was nobody out here to stop him. And Macomb's taken a great advantage of running away from the wing, or what we would call in this type of defense the monster. You know, the monster, and he's on the strong side. They ran to the weak side, and it was all open.
Yeah, it was short. It was short side too, I believe.
Yes.
And they had players there, and they got players in pursuit, but they just couldn't make a tackle. And
he was going to get a gain, but the players, you know, they didn't have really good pursuit angles.
Langdon Allen on to kick again here. That sun is just in the wrong spot, isn't it, Kelly?
Yes, it is.
We're holding hands up and clipboards. This is a short squib kick, and this time he catches it and falls at the 35. That, again, on the catch and the fall is Jake Etter. That's another time where, you know, you catch that and run 4 yards forward, right? I mean, you caught that in the air, and there was plenty of space.
Or put your best running back right there that kicked it there 3 times. Put your best running back and say, hey, here we go, get some yards.
Game being brought to you by the Old Dairy, located at 210 South Lafayette Street in Macomb, serving soup, salad, sandwiches, homemade dessert, Blue Bunny ice cream, and a full-service coffee bar. Breakfast served all day, and they have free Wi-Fi. Visit them online at www.olddairy.com. Call 309-837-6700 for your takeouts. Bickerman back under center again. A little discombobulation on the defense for the Bombers as they were trying to figure out who was supposed to be deep and who was supposed to be out. Afton Clark went for a gain of about 3, but actually a gain of about 4. Second down and 6 after the run. And I guess if you're going to have a little miscommunication, that's the way you want to have it, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. But the running back didn't follow the guard. They pulled the guard on that, and they trapped it, and He cut up. Ooh.
And there's a Bomber getting the first penalty on the far side over there. I think that's number 52, Talon Quisenberry.
57, isn't it?
Is it 57?
Yeah.
I can't read the numbers. New jerseys, and I'm blind. I can't read them.
Well, the numbers are too small.
57, Hunter Kendrick.
Brings up second down and 1.
So, Talon, if it wasn't you, or I apologize. Hopefully Becky doesn't come hunt me down.
I'm not a fan of them little numbers on the new style. I like them big old fat ones you can read.
That's because we're getting old and blind.
Well, that is true. Maybe I need to put some trifocals on.
Well, I don't know. Would that help?
I don't know.
Maybe we need binoculars. That might help too. Here we go. Bickerman under center. Handoff's going to go to Eder, and he's going to be stopped in the backfield. And a fumble. Ladd had the hit and forced the fumble, and they're not calling anything yet. They're going to keep the clock running, so Eder fell back on it. No, he didn't. Number 53.
I think they called
Maddox
him down.
Crozier. Eder gets a gain of 3. It's a 3rd down and 1 now. Crozier came up with the ball, I believe. That was a big hit by Ladd, though.
Yeah, it
the
was.
Bombers have had some huge hits early in this game.
Yeah. Good angles, good pursuit, scraping off the side, and really hitting the edge hard.
They're going to go from the full house inverted wing or inverted wishbone, and they're going to get it that time. Afton Clark is still running, and he's going to go for a gain of 10, 12 yards. Afton Clark, everybody kind of stopped. I think they thought they had him bunched up, and a first down for the Rockets after Clark gets the gain of 12.
He was carrying three Bombers on top of him.
Yeah, Lindsey May finally got the tackle, but not until the Rockets got a first down. This is now became a huge drive for the Rockets, I would say, at this point, down 16, right?
Yes, and they're going to be going the other way. We're about out of time on the first quarter.
Bickerman back under center, wing to the left of him, 2 setbacks, hand off to Clark again. He runs right over his offensive lineman. He's going to go for a very short gain. It would have been another yard or 2. They're going to give him a gain of 2, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 8.
The wind's really no factor tonight. It's dead, hot and dead.
The end of the first quarter, and the Bombers lead 16-0. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and we'll be back right after this.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
And welcome back here to Macomb High School. The Bombers enter quarter number 2 with a 16-0 lead. This game being brought to you by Sports Corner at 124. Macomb's original local sports bar is Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124, all while you're enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. And Tom Conklin State Farm, face-to-face or over the phone, by email or by text. You choose how you do business with Tom Conklin State Farm in Macomb. You can reach them at 309-837-1200 or visit them online at www.macombsf.com. Better yet, stop in and get a quote today at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb. Handoff goes right side this time.
Gained about 5, didn't he?
Yeah.
Handoff to Christian Danner.
Christian Danner on the carry, number 2.
Like Carter Hogue.
Carter Hogue came from behind. Actually, the Bombers kind of stood him up, but nobody could get a hand on him. Hogue came from behind and wrapped him up. Gain of 5 brings up 3rd down and 3 for the Bombers, or for the Rockets, excuse me. Second quarter action just underway. Seemed like that first quarter took a long time.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
For two teams running as much as they have been.
But Macomb had they had 2 incomplete passes there.
And that does slow it down. And there was a lot of change of possession, which does that, and a couple touchdowns. So it makes the game last a little longer that way. Bickerman back under center now, wing near side. Handoff's going to come near side of McGinnis. McGinnis has got some running room. He spins around. He's going to get a first down. A couple Bombers in on the stop, but not until McGinnis got Sipes, excuse me, number 28. It was Adam Sipes, excuse me. 7 yards, 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
You know, these early games come down to one thing, and that's conditioning in the fourth quarter is as hot as it is. And, you know, if Macomb can get a stop here, that's really going to be huge because in that fourth quarter, I'd really like to have a 2 or 3 touchdown lead,
right,
you know, in case the guys get tired.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. Both sides, I'm sure that Rushville-Industry has freshmen over there, but they both got a lot of kids on the side. Afton Clark on the quick handoff up the middle. Going to go for a gain of about 3, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
And off to Afton Clark.
James Meredith on the tackle, number 75.
Gain of 3 yards, 2nd down and 7.
There's the kid you were talking about a little bit ago, talking about his size and how he plugs up the front or the middle of the defensive line.
Yeah, he does. Has been going to a lot of powerlifting meets. I know he works with Tim Piper a lot and going to a lot of meets at the Salvation Army, which, you know, there's not a better guy in the country than Tim Piper.
So here we go. Bickerman facing a 2nd down and 7 now. Is going to hand off to Danner. Danner around right side. Breaks a couple tackles, and he's going to be close to a 1st down.
That was
they're saying move it. Moving the down marker.
That was an overload again. If they had everybody on that side, and, you know, that's something that they're running that way every time they set that up.
Was a gain of 6, 3rd and 1 now as the Rockets are inside the red zone or at the red zone, knocking on the red zone door, I guess. Aren't they just at the 20?
See, look at this side. We only got 2 linemen.
And a flag. Too many men on the line of scrimmage, or they calling somebody offsides? Lined up in the neutral zone.
I'm not sure what it is. It's against Macomb.
Against the Bombers for offsides.
Yep, lined up in the neutral zone. They didn't move, so they were lined up in the neutral zone. A 5-yard penalty. 1st and goal at the 1st and 10 at the 15.
There's something about Rushville that I'm going to tell you about their offense that a lot of people don't pick this up, but all their guys move so quick. Their offense is designed that their linemen are moving before the ball. The old Carthage trick that they used to do, and if you watch them.
Danner, 2nd back through, is going to gain a few yards. Looks like Lindsey May and others there on the stop for the Bombers.
They just got a half a second. They start just a little bit early.
3 yards on the carry, 2nd down and 7. Rockets trying to get back in this one. 2nd quarter action from Macomb High School. Prairie Land Conference football here, 11-man IHSA football. Is that something you ever thought you'd hear said?
I really didn't. And there's a lot of reasons why. And
but the Prairie Land isn't what the Prairie Land was 30 years ago when I was in school.
No.
There's a handoff to Clark up the middle. He's not going to get much this time. He's bottled up. That's number 57, I believe, on a stop, Hunter Kendrick.
But
almost no gain.
But what you see a lot now is that 2 teams that were in the same conference are now together, and then it just keeps multiplying, and it cuts so many teams out of the conference.
Yeah, and that's part of it. But, you know, Knoxville, Farmington, Rushville-Industry, and Bushnell were in the Prairie Land back in the day, and those were all big schools to us, but not as big as Macomb was. There's Sipes on the carry.
Well, see, in 92, Knoxville and Farmington came to the Olympic.
Yep,
they stayed in the Olympic, and then they got out of the Olympic.
Yeah.
And that was the downfall of the Olympic Conference.
Big 4th and 3. 4th and 3 from the 8-yard line. This is a big play here, Kelly. This might be, I mean, it's the 2nd quarter and it's early, but if no big turnover or something happens for the Rockets, this might be the game. If they can't get something here, they need to make something. And there's Danner. He's going to be close to a 1st down. He's down to the 5. They stopped the clock. I think he got it.
Yeah, he did get it.
First and goal just inside the 5 for the Rockets.
Hand off to Christian Danner. Stopped by Lindsey May.
Just a little bit of a crack there is all he had. That's all he needed. He got the first down, and it's the Rockets knocking on the door now. He needed 3, Kelly, and he got about 3.5, I think.
Yeah, because the yard marker was right on the 5-yard line, and the official's foot was just on the other side of the.
You know, you say you want the running back to get small sometimes, and that's one of those times where a little lighter statured running back allowed him to find a crease that maybe others wouldn't have been able to find. And they're going to call a penalty there. That might be procedure. It is illegal procedure.
That's something we always called skinny the hole.
Yeah.
Flag against the Rockets for a false start. 5-yard penalty brings up first and goal from the 10.
That makes this first and goal a whole lot more difficult, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Although they've been moving the ball down the field, so now the Bomber defense, this is the first test the Bombers defense has had, right? So how big, we talked about how big this is for the Rockets. How big is this for the Bombers? Early in the season, a goal line stop could be huge, right?
Oh, with that, it's just momentum. The momentum that you get if they get a stop here. And you know, I shouldn't say this because I don't know, but Rushville probably doesn't have a field goal kicker.
Yeah, probably not.
So, you know, they're in 4-down territory.
And a handoff comes near side. That's Etter, I think.
Picked up probably 2.
Yep, number 6, Jake Etter. Short gain.
Jake Etter. Ethan Ladd with the tackle.
Yeah, about 1 is all he got. Second down and goal at the 9-yard line for the Rockets.
1 yard. It's second down and goal from the 9.
Big thing right down in here, what Macomb really has to watch out for is a counter. Some type of counter. Rushville hasn't ran any counter. You know, they've been going to the one side. They've been doing it. They got to watch out for a counter coming back, and Macomb just has to stay home and do their job.
And they're at a normal, traditional offensive set here, so see what they do. This could be a great counter. It's a second back through, and Danner's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. Big-time play, and I can't see the number there.
That's like -6.
Number 5.
And up to Christian Danner. Dropped for a
It
loss
was
Carter Hogue.
Carter Hogue on the stop.
Nice job. Stayed home, did his job. Being disciplined, that's what the game's about. Did a very great job.
3rd and goal from the 15 for the Rockets. And if you got a pass play, this might be where you see it. You got two plays to get 15 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to punt or you're not going to field goal from here. So you got 2 plays. Bickerman under center, and the Rockets are going to take their second timeout of the contest.
When I see that set right there, I could probably tell you if they were going to pass what it was going to be, because I seen Carthage win too many playoff games with, those things stick in my mind.
So this game being brought to you by M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles for everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one. Stop in and see the fine folks at 41 West Main Street in Bushnell, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mbfurnitureinc.com. You can also call them at 309-772-2111. And the Community News Brief for all your local news. Subscribe to the Community News Brief weekly edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 per year, or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, and Macomb. So after the timeout, Kelly, is that a timeout that you take because you want to make sure the play runs as you planned, or is that a timeout because you see something the defense is doing that you want to change the play or make sure, hey, you need to see this?
It probably was a timeout where they wanted to see what type of set Macomb was going to be in.
A little bit of an umbrella defense here almost, it looks like, for the Bombers. The handoff's going to go. Danner, and he's inside the 5, down close to the goal line, as that was kind of a misdirection play. Wasn't a counter, but it was misdirection. It's going to be a gain of about 13, 4th and goal at the 2.
You know, one of the things as a coach, once you break that, try to break to the outside, and the Rushville kids are so hard-nosed, want to hit people right at them instead of turning and getting to the edge.
Inverted wishbone again. 2 setbacks right beside Bickerman under center. He's going to hand off to Grafton. Clark. And he didn't get in. He did get in. It's a touchdown for the Rockets, and that was all second effort because he was hit at about the 1. A 2-yard touchdown. Afton Clark, gets the touchdown run. And the Rockets have a touchdown now, trying to claw back into this one a little bit. That was a huge 2 plays there for the Rockets.
Yeah, 4:58 left in the second quarter, so they have ran off. You're looking at about 8 minutes off the clock.
And they're going to go for 2 here. Rolling out is Bickerman. He's got somebody open in the back corner of the end zone, throws it too far. He was wide open, though.
Yes, he was.
And that's how it will fall, unfortunately for the Rockets. But that's a huge 2-point conversion stop for the Bombers, right? Because you're still 2 touchdowns ahead.
Yeah,
or 2 scores ahead.
I was just about ready to say that was huge because now they got to get 2 scores to get ahead. And looking at this, and Illinois is still got, what I call old school overtime, because we still go from the 10 and, some places are going from the 25 and some places, every state's a little bit different with the overtime rule.
But that right there, missing that 2-point conversion makes overtime a whole lot less likely. Although it is 12 points. Or 10 points, so it is possible, if you figure out how to find a field goal kicker somewhere, right?
Yeah. That's something that really in high school football, and I will tell you, I was blessed for all my years here because I had the Johnson boys. And they had those boys staggered out about 3 or 4 years apart. So when one left, I got another one, and I got another one, and I got another one. And, great kids, and they still text me and talk to me about where they're at and what they're doing. But hey, they were some kicking fools, I will tell you that.
Well, they have that lineage, right?
Yeah.
And there's a squib kick. It doesn't go far enough, and it's going to be now he touched it first, I think.
I think they're going to call that it bounced up and hit him.
Yeah, I think they're going to call it a touch. Yeah, it was touched back there.
Kickoff by Afton Clark.
Afton Clark.
Fielded by the Rockets.
I tell you what, it did exactly. It just kind of stopped bouncing when everybody was running after it.
And then it took off again.
Yeah, but I wondered if it took off or if it got hit and took off. That's what I couldn't really tell. Maybe the replay would have showed us that if we'd looked at it there, but illegal touching. Now, you can have it back where the penalty is, or you can have it where they recovered it. Is that what am I?
Boy, I'm trying to think about that. I am not.
So they declined the penalty. It could have been a re-kick, I think, is what it must have been. A re-kick, or you can have it at the 50. So the Bombers are going to take it 1st and 10 at the 50. Boy, you can't get any more dead center on the Bomber logo than that, can you?
No. Right there on the plane, and that's beautiful. You got to admit, that is beautiful.
It is a beautiful field here at Macomb High School. There is no doubt about it. Handoff up the middle. Reiner, I believe, on the carrier.
I think he got 7.
Maybe 8. See where they mark it. They're going to mark it all the way to the 42. It is Max Reiner on the carry. Gain of 8. 2nd down and 2 for the Bombers. And now the offense gets a chance to respond here.
That's Max Reiner's 3rd carry for 15 yards.
Duncan under center. I formation set behind him this time. He's thrown from that I formation set every time. Pass looking down near side. I think they're going to throw it incomplete. Call it incomplete. JT Jeter went up, got it, hit him right in the numbers, and he landed. He dropped it, though. It's incomplete. It's 3rd down and 2.
Intended for
JT Jeter came back and kind of went through the defender to get that. Had some hand in his face and everything else, but I would imagine when he looks at that tape tomorrow, he's going to say, I should have caught that.
Yeah. It was a tough play.
It was a tough play. He had a defender right there, but, I think that it's become pretty obvious that JT Jeter is going to be a good receiver and a good defensive back, right?
His arms got close to his hands when that receiver got close to him, and I think it hit his pads and bounced off of him.
Yeah, he put his hands out to catch it, but I think it got in on him because of the defender. Duncan's going to throw into the flat to Jeter again, went right back to him, and it's going to be a first down. A gain of 8. A Sports Corner first down for the Bombers. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line of the Rockets now. Sports Corner first down for the Bombers, and they have 3 wide receivers far side, 1 wide receiver near side. Drew Watson looks like he's the wide receiver on the near side here. Or is that Jeter? It's Jeter, I guess. Can't see the numbers. No, it was Watson. I was right. And I got a face mask coming in there to Max Reiner. Going to go for a gain of 4 or 5. Gain of 5, and I think they're going to call a face mask here. No, they're going to call a hold. I was wrong. Excuse me. It must have been right at the end of the play.
I will tell you that Duncan just went over 100 yards in passing.
So they did call the hold at the end of the run. Well, where are they going to mark it from? Yeah, they did call it from the end of the run, so it was right at the end of the run. So you give Reiner his 5 yards on the carry. Reiner gets 5 yards on the carry, and then the penalty goes back 10 yards, which makes it 1st 10 and 15. Or 1st and 15.
First down and 15.
That's the ones that make the stat keeping fun right there. Shotgun formation, 2 setbacks, 1 to each side. A wide receiver near and a wide receiver far. Duncan goes up, calls the play to the line. Takes a snap. Handoff's going to go to Reiner left side this time, and he's got a little bit of running room, not a lot. Gain of 4 for Reiner. And he'll bring up 2nd down and 11. Travis Gray on a stop for the Rockets.
Gain of 4 yards. 2nd down and 11.
The Bombers, a little bit of adversity here after the holding penalty. See if they can rebound.
Max has got 5 carries for 24 yards tonight.
You'd take a running back with a 5-yard a carry average, wouldn't you?
Yes. Keep that clock rolling.
If they keep going at this rate, this might be the last drive of the first half. First quarter took quite a while. Second one didn't. There's a pass flat. Is intercepted by Eder. Jeter tried to come up and knock it away, but Jake Eder did a great job. It almost looked like Holthouse doing. I mean, it was almost a replay of the same spot, right?
And I think if he would have got that, Jeter would have caught him because he's that quick. But Jeter's going to catch a lot of people because he's that quick. But he had an open field, didn't he?
He did. He had a lot of room, just like Holthouse, and Bickerman ran down Holthouse. And Duncan wouldn't have had to run down Eder, I don't think.
And on both sides, Rushville side and Macomb side, as a coach, those are tough plays because if that guy gets a jump on the ball and it gets picked, it's gone.
So we'll see what the Rockets do here. Timeout's going to be called by the Bombers. Their first time out of the half.
We got 3:09 left.
Timeout called by Macomb. That is their first of the half.
This game being brought to you tonight by Good Hope Gardens. Good Hope Gardens located at 445 East Main Street in Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. Open April through October, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for all of your fresh produce needs. They've got about everything, I think. They've got peaches, and I saw the list. If you follow them on Facebook, you can see everything they got. But, of course, fall's coming. That means pumpkins are right around the corner and all the other fall goodies. So stop and see Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family. They invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. And King Family Chiropractic. King Family Chiropractic with locations in Bushnell and Macomb supports Macomb athletics. They offer office hours in Macomb Monday and Wednesday and Friday, and Bushnell Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. To set an appointment, call 309-837-MY-DC. That's 6932. They also perform DOT and CDL physicals.
Now, as a coach, I will tell you this is a huge drive. Macomb defense comes up big here because if Rushville scores, that's momentum going into the second half.
Now, the Bombers do get the football to open the second half.
Yes.
Afton Clark on the carry. Going to go for a gain of about 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Now, obviously, they took about 6 minutes or about 9 minutes off the clock on their last drive. has to be more of a sense of urgency here, right?
Well, I will tell you, Brian Lafferty will not get in a hurry. He's going to do the things he does, and it might get down to 30 seconds. Then he may think about throwing the football.
Handoff goes right side to Sipes.
They're just going to keep plugging along and doing what they do.
Let's see, number 71, I think. No. 79, Malachi Butler Grissom on the tackle. And they are hurrying a little bit to the line of scrimmage now. Clark again on the carry. Oh, man. Luke, or Ladd on the carry. Ethan Ladd. I said Luke Ladd. I don't know where I get something like that from.
They gave him the first down, though.
Yeah, he was across the line of scrimmage. I mean, he was there. But it is 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. That's about the 3rd tackle like that we've seen.
Yeah.
Big hits. Bomber defense coming up big, but the Rockets just keep pounding it in there, don't they?
Yes, they do.
This is going to be Danner on the carry right side. He's going to go for a nice little gain, a gain of about 7. Can bring up 2nd down and 3. Clock ticking here. First half action as we're getting close to the end of the first half. And they are at the line of scrimmage now, a hurry-up offense.
2-minute drill in effect.
2nd down and 3.
Bickerman back under center again. Wing back far side. Handoff's going to go to Clark. And that's Danner again. Christian Danner from the left side. It was such a quick handoff. It's a gain of 6 yards on the carry for Christian Danner, and it's a 1st and 10. And Ladd gets another tackle.
Well, if you look at Macomb's defense, they have no corners in.
They're playing all outside linebackers.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Nobody's deep and nobody's – there's another handoff up the middle to Clark, and he's breaking a few tackles, and he's across the 40. They do have 1 timeout left. A gain of 7. No, 7. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 3, and they're back to the line of scrimmage again. Under a minute, I'm sure, right?
Yes, it is.
It's 2nd down and 3.
This has got a pass play here pretty quick, I would think, coming. Bickerman's going to pitch it out near side. It's Danner, and he tried to get out of bounds, but he couldn't get there. And the timeout called by the Rockets. Danner loses several yards on the play. Yeah, he lost more than that. Lost 3 on the play. Timeout taken by Rushville-Industry. It's their last timeout of the half. And Kelly, I almost feel like that play was done just to try to get out of bounds.
Yeah.
Get to the corner and get out of bounds, right? But the Bomber defense didn't allow it to happen.
I think you're absolutely right. And the big thing is that if Macomb comes back out in the defense that they've been in, Brian Lafferty's probably going to come out in a straight tee. They're going to run a little counter action with a bootleg, and the tight end's going to be dragging across the backside.
From right to left.
Yes.
Well, it's on the short side of the field, so they may do that left to right.
Yes.
It'll be left to right probably. The tight end from the left side will go to the corner of the end zone probably, or pretty close to it. I mean, that's where
Johnson Street.
Yeah.
Johnson Street side.
Yeah, Johnson Street. Exactly.
I want you to run the Johnson Street.
Yeah, they don't know that. Come to our bench. That's what we want you to do. Yeah. You're gonna scrape across to our bench, but at the end of where our bench could be.
And now Macomb's changed up a little bit here.
Well, they know they have to pass here, right? So they have went back into a 2 deep safety look, and they're going to hand off, though. Etter's going to carry it. Brings up 3rd down, a gain of 3. It's going to bring up 3rd down, and they're going to move it back, a gain of 2. 4th down and 4. And this is going to be the pass play here, isn't it?
I'd think so.
Can't stop it. Well, we're wrong. It's going to be a 1st down, though, and Etter is going to get – he fumbled, but it's recovered by Danner.
Tackled by Ethan Ladd.
Etter fumbled. Danner recovered. 1st down.
8 yards.
1st and 10.
First down.
And that'll be the half after the first down. The Bombers lead 16-6 over the Rushville-Industry Rockets. Kelly, I really think that you couldn't ask for a whole lot more, right? I mean, pretty good football game. And one penalty or two penalties apiece is all they've had. Not a lot, a couple interceptions, but you know, both of those were almost identical plays at the exact same spot of the field, both going the same direction, one for each team. And, I mean, I don't think you can really talk anything really super negative about either team so far.
No, I totally agree with you. You know, I think Macomb's defense has been doing a great job. And right towards the tail end, you know, somebody might say, well, Rushville-Industry moved the ball a lot on Macomb, but, you know, hey, bend don't break philosophy is exactly what happened there. But the big thing that you gotta look at is that who's getting tired? Who's getting tired? And I'm going to tell you that first ball games, and I will tell you that I've been in a lot of ball games where it's been 100 degrees, and that fourth quarter is going to see who's going to step up and who's really going to play. And you know, Brian Lafferty, maybe he's running the football just to wear people out.
Well, that's what I was going to say when you said that. That might have been the entire point of that, is to keep my kids fresh, run at you, and just wear you out a little bit more, a little bit more.
Yes. But you have noticed Macomb's been playing a lot of kids, and I mean, and not the names that you've been calling on the tackles all night long, but they've been rotating the linemen in and out and keeping those guys fresh.
It has been a good first football game, that is for sure so far here tonight. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH in just a couple minutes.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True Convection Cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True Convection Cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blickenstaff area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
Welcome back to Macomb High School, 16-6 at the halfway point. Let you watch the Macomb High Bomber Band, marching band, doing their field performance here this evening. Won't be able to hear it real well, but I might set Kelly's headset outside and see if you folks can hear some of it. Hopefully it play another song here, we hope. Good crowd.
Macomb Senior High School Marching Bomber Band.
Looks like they will play one more, so we'll let you listen to some of that. Kelly comes back. We'll look at some stats and talk about what we expect in the second half. Do tell you that the Bombers will get the ball in the second half.
2022 Marchathon fundraising effort. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your Macomb Senior High School.
Oh, there goes the Bombers going off the field. So we'll take another break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and get Kelly under the headset. Tyler Gamer, thanks for joining us. Our live chat is open. Keep it clean and respectful, if you would, please. And we would love to let you know and let us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. That goes for Rushville-Industry fans and Macomb High fans, either or. We'll be back right after this. Now, actually, we'll just let you watch the Bomber dance team. We can't let you hear the music too well because they will flag us, so we'll keep talking here and let you watch the Bomber dance team as they get ready to go. In fact, we might turn our mics down and let you just watch as we get ready to go. Once again, this is the Bomber dance team, and it is bouncing the music so hard that the lights are blinking here in the tower. But again, this is the Bomber dance team, so we'll let you check those ladies out. They work just as hard as the cheerleaders and the football team, so I want to give them their due as well. Addie 13 is watching, saying, "Let's go Rockets." Thanks for watching, Addie. We appreciate it. Looks like Afton Clark has over 50 yards, about 60 yards on 12 carries. Christian Danner has 9 carries for the Rockets. Adam Sipes has 5 carries. Tanner Gray, 1 carry. Jordan McGinnis, 2 carries for 10 yards. Jake Etter has a carry. He actually had a fumble there late as well on a carry. And Hunter Gossage had a carry, I believe, as well. So we are letting you watch the dance squad here, and we can't let you hear the music too well just because that's how it works. We'll tell you the stats. Reiner has 5 carries for 24 yards for the Bomber. Duncan has 1 carry for 4 yards for the Bombers as well. Those are the only 2 ball carriers thus far for the Bombers. Jaden Jones has a 56-yard shovel pass touchdown. Looked like a run, but it was a shovel pass, and it was all Jones on that touchdown run. It is Jack Duncan throwing for 102 yards. He is 3 for 7 for 102 yards and 1 interception. He's got 2 touchdown passes as well for the Bombers. So with that, we will take a break, and we'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live in just a couple minutes.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True convection cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True convection cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
And welcome back to MHS High School. The Bombers with a 16-6 lead as we get ready to go to the third quarter of action. And Kelly, I kind of went over. Oh, I stole your pencil. Kind of went over stats. I apologize about that, Kelly. But went over stats while you were down there talking. Somebody said we weren't talking about enough racing. If anybody that's watching this knows that you and I can talk racing.
Well, probably all night long
and into the morning, wee hours of the morning.
Yeah, you know, I can pull up my text messages just from the day from guys that's been actually.
I'm surprised your phone hasn't been sitting up there with the SmackDown on it. To be honest with you,
World of Outlaws, Todd Beekenheim, crew chief for Logan Schuhart, texted me a little bit ago. He goes, "Oh, I saw a car that looks just like yours. I thought you were here tonight." No, I'm doing a high school football game.
A little different than it's funny, you know, I say this to people all the time is in different areas I'm known for different things. You're kind of the same way. People in Macomb think of you as a coach, football, basketball, whatever the case may be, softball. But outside of Macomb, you're a racing guy. I mean, and that's what 90% of the people in the outside world know you. I mean, other than unless they're football people or softball people, they know you for racing, not anything else, right?
You know, I got a job that I work at. I am retired, and the other day I had a text message, and I was like, wonder what he wants. And I showed one of the guys I was working with. I says, look at that. And they go, well, who is that guy? I said, oh, you're not a race guy. It was Joey Saldana. Joey was texting me, and I'm like, oh, okay. You don't know who that guy is, do you? Well, you ask any race guy, any
sprint car guy, especially,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Any sprint car guy, you're going to know who that is. But you know, that's the cool thing about. I think you and I are a little alike in that realm of we've kind of diversified our likes and what we've taken advantage of and what we've been involved in, right? So a lot of different sports, racing on different levels, doing different things, and
yep.
it keeps life interesting, doesn't it?
You know, it really does, and I will tell you, with the passing of a good friend of mine about a month ago, and or I probably wouldn't have been here tonight because I was crewing for him, and since we're not racing and we're putting all our eggs in one big basket, and we're going to go at it hot and heavy next year. But you know, it's one of those things in the racing community and sports in general. Football and racing are both extreme sports. You know, you get into extreme sports and people ask, what are extreme sports? Well, skiing's extreme sports, skateboarding, roller skate, those are extreme sports. You know, football's an extreme sport, and racing is an extreme sport, and we're all the same.
Yeah, and you know, you the people who love these individual sports are wholeheartedly into them, right?
Oh.
And I'm walking through the bleachers here tonight, and fans, there are Bomber fans here tonight that have been here since you were coaching early in your coaching days,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And they're still here in the grandstands watching this game tonight.
And they're in the same seat, and they all hollered at me when I came in.
It's the same kind of fan, though, right? That
Yes.
you have that rabid fan that just doesn't miss and is always there and always wants to be part of what they're doing, right?
And a lot of times you see that more in smaller high schools than you do in high schools the size of Macomb. If that makes sense, because
in the day when I don't know how many times you came to the Bushnell gymnasium, but there was a row of chairs always set up around the top of the gymnasium. Yep. Those ladies and gentlemen were there every night. It didn't matter if it's girls or boys, but especially boys basketball. They were there every time.
We've had that at Macomb too. And you know what? As you were saying, talking about different sports, we go to the racetrack and the same people are sitting in the same seats every week. And I think a lot of different things through the years have changed a lot, with what we're doing right now. Does it keep people at home? Does Dirt Vision, Flow Racing keep people at home because they can watch it on the internet? I don't think it keeps your real fan at home, but
now,
your casual fan.
I will tell you that I somewhat agree with that, except in occasions where it's hot, where it is extremely cold, where it might rain.
Yeah.
If I can stay home and I've already got that subscription and I can watch it for free, and I don't have to sit in 105-degree heat, or I don't have to sit and have four sweatshirts and a blanket wrapped around me, or I'm not going to get soaking wet, you know what? I'll do that.
And it's the same here too.
Right. Yeah. This is the same stuff, and we deal a lot with Flow Racing, and I think the thing that we offer, it is free, but the thing is it allows grandparents. It allows family from a ways away to see their kids play. And it allows people in Macomb who can't be here, or allows these people that are watching here who want to go back and watch something, the opportunity to go back and see what's, I missed that play. Let's go back and watch it or whatever.
Yeah.
It allows that kind of stuff, because there are a lot of parents and parents. I mean, there's parents, I'll guarantee you, let me see, I don't know how many people we had watching, around 100 people a little bit ago. There are parents who are home right now watching. We're at halftime, we've dropped down a little bit, or at work watching, or somewhere that they can't be here right now, right? Yeah. And this is an opportunity, and that's what we want to do. We want to make it so not only can you hear it, but you can see your kids do stuff.
Yeah, and I look at it for the grandparents. That is a huge thing, and I know when a few years ago, we were on the what they call the Power Eye War Series, and we ran almost every race, and they had the Power Eye channel, and our family was able to watch us race. Wisconsin, Kansas,
6, 8, whatever hours away, right?
Yeah, wherever we were at, and this is a good thing. And Macomb's not traveling like they used to, but still, people are getting to watch, and
Well, think about the West Prairie, and Bushnell is actually losing to West Central in the second quarter, 46-0. West Central is picked to be one of the best teams in the I-8FA, so they have look like they're living up to that.
They got a very good coach over there. Coach Kirby he's the real deal.
And they've latched into this. And John Unruh says Geneseo is watching from Geneseo, and what's up, Coach Sears?
I'll tell you what, that man right there is Mr. Football in the state of Illinois, and I don't care what anybody says. John, I love you, buddy. And I hope you're watching the grandson or somebody play tonight, because he's at a football game. And I had a lot of great battles with his son, Pat, through the years.
Yeah,
And actually, I'll tell you a funny story. Pat kind of followed me along, because I was at Winchester before I came to Macomb. Pat went to Winchester after that, and then Pat came into the Olympic Conference after that. So we kind of got a little area where – we followed along one another, but great family. And I will tell you, when you talk about football in the state of Illinois, John Elder is the man.
Yeah, he is. He did a lot of great stuff, didn't he, through the years?
Yep, Alexis football is pretty good.
So we are getting ready to go here. The Bombers are on the field saying, let's get this thing rolling. And one deep setback, looks like it's Jeter back there. one deep return man. Everybody else is within 10 yards of the 10-yard marker.
Well, in this situation, Macomb's expecting an onside kick. You know, you got Jeter back there, and you don't want to kick the Jeter because I'm going to tell you, he is quick.
This must be the younger John.
Oh.
Because he said, that's my dad, LOL, and he's at West Central tonight. Oh. So here we go. They're going to fake the onside kick this time. And Afton Clark will boot it away, and the Bombers fall back a little bit, Kelly, but they still don't seem to be real sure that it's actually going to be a good kick. There's a squib kick, and it's caught by the upback, Drew Watson. And I think that he maybe wanted to run that, but his feet kind of slipped out from underneath him, I think. He dropped it. What's funny is that's the exact same spot every Bombers kick has went to.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Drew Watson's a freshman, and if I was coaching, I'd say, get down, get down.
I see those big guys running at me. I might want to just say, okay, Coach, whatever. If you want me to get down, I'm going to get down. Here we go. Duncan in the shotgun. Handoff's going to go to Reiner, left side. He breaks one tackle in the backfield. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and then gains some more. He breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, spinning, keeping the legs moving, and a gain of 8. He broke a tackle in the backfield, Kelly, and went for a gain of 8. Max Reiner, that's the kind of stuff that kid can do, isn't it?
Yeah, very good athlete, great wrestler, just a hard-nosed, tough kid.
Gain of 8 yards, 2nd down and 2.
2nd and 2 for the Bombers. Back to the 3 wide receivers near side, 1 far. Single setback to the right of Duncan in a shotgun formation. He's going to roll right, looks deep, finds a under route to Langdon Allen, and he's going to go to the 41-yard line. From the 43 to the 41, 7 and 9 is 16, right?
Yep.
They said 13. I thought it was from the – maybe they're taking 5 off of that, so I don't know. We're going to call it 16, though. Does that sound good?
33 receiving yards for Langdon Allen on the night with 3 catches, and 1 was an extra point.
2 wideouts near side, 1 far. Handoff's going to go to Reiner. I believe that's Reiner, isn't it?
Yes, it was.
He's going to be close to a first down. Marking it just outside the 31. Going to give him a gain of 9. 2nd down and 1 for the Bombers. And they're coming out pushing the issue a little bit here, up-tempo a little bit early for the Bombers.
Maybe their same philosophy is let's wear them out.
We got more guys on our sideline than they have on theirs, right? And a handoff's going to go to Reiner again. He bounces off 1 tackler and goes for a gain of about 6. First, a Sports Corner first down for the Bombers, and 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
We just saw something with Rushville. They were in a 3-man front. Very uncharacteristic of. Let's see where they're at now. 1, 2, 3. They're back to their 5-man front.
That's going to be a pitch underneath to Jones again. He's going to get outside and get a little bit of a – but that time 58 on the tackle. Travis Gray went out and threw him down. Jones is going to get a nice gain, though, a gain of about 7. It's going to bring it 2nd down and a short 3 for the Bombers inside the 25-yard line at the 24-yard line.
6 yards, 2nd down and 4.
They're calling it a gain of 6.
I had him for 8.
2nd down and 3.
2nd down and 3, gain of 7. Deep setback behind Duncan in the shotgun this time. Handoff is going to go to that deep setback.
You know,
Reiner on the carry again.
Do you, since that pass is behind the line of scrimmage, is it a run, or do you give Duncan credit for the pass?
If it's a forward pass, it's a shovel pass and it's a pass.
Yeah.
A gain of 7 on the carry. A Sports Corner first down. A Reiner.
Was that Reiner?
6 yards, I guess, is what they're saying. 1st and 10 from the 12 after a Sports Corner first down. Reiner again on the carry. It's going to be a whole lot of big dose of Reiner. It looks like here's a flag. Reiner might get close to the end zone.
He's in.
He is in, but, well, they're going to mark him short. Nope, they marked him short. They marked him short. just outside the goal line, I think. They are calling a hold on the Bombers. So we'll have to see where they mark this at. Looks like they're going to give him a gain of about 4. See where they mark it off from. The flag is at the 8. Be a sports corner first down inside the 1. If they don't get it, they're going to go from the 8. So the gain of 4 for Reiner on the carry. 10-yard penalty for the Bombers, and it'll be first and goal at the 18.
Enforced from the spot of the foul from the 8-yard line.
So a first and goal from the 18.
First and 15.
I guess it was first at the 12, wasn't it? So it's first and 10, or first and 16. Reiner again is going to cut this one back, breaks a tackle, spins around down inside the 15-yard line.
I will tell you what made that play work was the block by Lindsey May. You know, a lot of I watched stuff away from the football, and and Lindsey May made a great block to spring Reiner around the outside.
Gain of 5 on the carry, brings up second down and 11 at the 13-yard line. Duncan throws right. He's got an open receiver. It's Jeter over there, I believe. I can't really see.
Yes, it was Jeter.
Pass from Jack Duncan is complete.
From the 13 down inside the 5 to about the 3, it looks like. It's going to be close to a first down. A gain of 10. It's 3rd and 1. But that's a long way to bring the change if they want to measure it, but it doesn't look like they're going to. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1 after a gain of 10 on the pass play from Duncan to Jeter. And this has got
9 yards. It is 3rd down and 1.
Reiner is not in there right now. I don't think that's Reiner in the backfield, is it?
I think it is.
It's Bishop, I think, back there. Handoff's going to go to Lindsey May. Nope. They're going to call him short, but it's a first down. A sports corner first down. It's going to be first and goal from the 1.
Lindsey May, tackled by Afton Clark.
Lindsey May gets the first down carry. It is Connor Bishop in the backfield with May.
How many yards was that?
It was 2-yard gain. 2-yard gain for Lindsey May. Now Duncan up under center again. This is probably a fullback or a quarterback. Fullback Lindsey May on the carry.
In.
He is in for the touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run for Lindsey May. And the Bombers get on the scoreboard first here in the second half. Big drive for the Bombers to open the second half. A little adversity with the penalty, and they come back and get the touchdown. They're going to go for 2 here. In motion. Duncan's going to roll right. Finds
number 3.
Landon Jones. Jaden Jones, excuse me. 2-point conversion pass is good. And the Bombers open up a 24-6 lead.
It is Macomb 24 and Rushville-Industry 6.
Tell you this game being brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital's Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and again in 2021. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. And Ron Elby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit them at www.lbsalescars.com. Of course, you can check them out online or go check their inventory out in person on East Jackson Street in Macomb.
I got a little information here from Stan Prentice. He says these 2 teams were in the Spoon River years ago. The last year Macomb was in the Spoon River was 73-74. And 1973 was when Western High and Bardolph joined Macomb High, and MHS went from about 750 to well over 1,000 students that year.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, I think those of us today forget that Macomb used to have, what is now Macomb had 4 high schools in it, right? I mean, Macomb had Macomb. You had Western And then it's going to be a return, a big return, a nice return. Looks like Danner on the return. He goes for a gain of about 20 on it, and it's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Rockets at their own 38-yard line. So the kick went deep, but the ball ended up in the same spot.
Yes.
But what I was saying is you had Adair, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had Bardoff with a high school.
Yes.
You had 2 high schools in Macomb back in the day. And I don't know who else have they sucked up. I don't know if is that it. Maybe Fandon. Fandon goes to Colchester. So that would probably be about it, right? So what used to be 4 high schools is now Macomb?
Yeah, well, when I came to Macomb in fall of '89, we were at about 750 kids because we were the smallest school in Class 2A in basketball and so forth in the 2-class system. And we were 4A in football in a 6-class system.
And off to Jordan McGinnis.
And by IHSA, Macomb is at 606 students, and Rushville is at like 300.
Jordan McGinnis a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 for the Rockets. The Bombers are going to see that a lot. They are the biggest school in the Prairie Land.
Yes,
so they're going to be the favored team just out of size probably most nights.
Should be.
So here's the Rockets going at it again. This time the handoff's going to go to number 7, Tanner Gray, I believe. Yep, number 7, Tanner Gray.
And off to Tanner Gray.
Stop made by Bishop, I believe, out there.
Reiner.
Oh, Reiner out there on the stop, too. Bishop was there as well. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 3rd down and 5, excuse me. The Rockets needing to get something going here, Kelly. 24-8 or 24-6 they trail. That's 3 scores for the most part. I mean, you're going to have 3 touchdowns and at least 1 2-point conversion probably in there if you
you know, and with Macomb, one of the things we haven't seen drives, we've seen big plays. They've had maybe 1 drive, but we've had big plays. And that's what really breaks the back is the big plays.
Jordan McGinnis on the carry, a gain of 4, 4th down and 1, and this is like deja vu all over again from the first drive of the first half. They're in almost the exact same spot, and they're the exact same yards to go, and it looks like they're going to go for it again.
You know, I think we've only seen 2 punts in the game.
Yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of punting, that's for sure. Special teams have only been important on kick return and kickoff, but there hasn't even been much of that. The last kickoff is the first time they actually had a kickoff return. Everything else has been touched and down. Tanner Horrell walking the sidelines, trying to make some noise here as he's trying to tell the sideline to get involved, and a timeout's going to be called by the Rockets. And you might wonder why they want the timeout, why they want this timeout, and this timeout is about as important as they come, I would say. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, without a doubt. We get a stop here. I say Macomb, and we get a stop here. Game's over. I hate to say, you know what I mean, though. This is a big play.
We talked about that on the touchdown drive for the Rockets. We said if they can't get something to happen right there, it's going to be, that's probably – they're back in that same predicament now, right? They're down by 18. They need to make something happen, and you don't want to give the Bombers back because you haven't really showed a very good ability to stop the Bombers, right?
Yes.
So you need this because you don't want to have 4 stops. 3 stops is probably going to be enough.
Yeah, and really it's kind of been the same on both sides of the ball, but Macomb's just got a couple more scores than what Rushville has.
So here we go. Bickerman is going to hand off to Danner. Christian Danner is going to get the first down, a gain of about
and off to Christian Danner.
3, it looks like. 1st and 10.
Same play that they had on that other one. Exact same play.
The quick hit off the guard tackle, more the guard tackle or the tackle has been more successful than up the middle, it seems like.
Yes. They're overloading on the other side. You know, like I said earlier, what I would call an overload. I'm kind of real old school, and they only got 2 guys on this side, and they're running right at him.
So it's going to be a pass. Bickerman rolls right. He's got some room to run. He's going to throw. It is dropped. He had the receiver open. The throw was a little low. He had to go down and try to get it, trying to see what number he was intending. It was number 17, Tyson Davidson. Bickerman throws to Davidson, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
He's a junior.
Thought was there. Thought was good, and the pass, if it maybe it had been a little higher, it would have been an easier catch, right? But he did go down like he should, just couldn't corral it. Once again, if you're watching and you want to hop into live chat, we've had Addie from Rushville-Industry hopping in. John Unruh has told us he's been watching. If you're watching, tell us who you're rooting for and where you're watching from. It looks like Danner on the carry again, I believe. We'll wait and see it get up off the pile. There's Christian Danner.
Hand off to Christian Danner.
He's going to go for a gain of 4. Going to bring up 3rd down and 6. Malachi Butler Grissom on the stop again. Heard his name quite a bit tonight.
Yeah. Nice, doing a very nice job playing that D tackle spot.
They're playing a 5-man front pretty much defensively too, it looks like, aren't
well,
they? I mean, it's a three down lineman.
They call it a 3-5, and, you know, I'm kind of old school. It turns into a 5-3, so.
But they do drop those outside linebackers back like they have here. And now Danner's, no, that's not Danner. It's number 7, Tanner Gray on the carry. They bring up another 4th down. He's going to gain 3. It'll be 4th and 2 this time from the 41-yard line. They move it back, not quite to the. That's the thing that I think that will surprise and maybe impress people is JT Jeter playing both sides of the ball and playing it pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent athlete. He's a good baseball player, too. A good basketball player.
Yes, he is. It's funny how we tend to look at offense, right? And he might be a better defensive back than an offensive player, but he gets more pub for the offense. Now the handoff, 4th and 2, and stuffed. Not going to get it. Who is that over there?
It's going to be close. I think it's Ethan Ladd. Somebody's getting up hobbling, though.
I think it was Ethan Ladd. We'll wait for the replay to come back across here and take a look, but it was a turnover on downs.
He is stopped short. It will be a turnover on downs.
It was Ethan Ladd, and he's the one that got up hobbling as well. It'll be Bomber football, 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. So the Bombers, a chance to blow this one open here, Kelly, if they can make something happen. Now, earlier in the game, and they're going to go to Reiner near side on the handoff, inside handoff, and he's going to go out past the 45, near the 48-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
That's 12 carries for Max with a total of 69 yards.
And Reiner is going to come off with a cramp, it would appear.
Oh, no, look at his leg. Is it a cramp? Or?
Yeah, it's a cramp. I'm pretty sure it's a cramp. I'm going to guess it's a cramp by the way he was holding it, trying to drag it out there.
Did you see the way it was turned?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a cramp. I'm pretty sure it's a cramp. We'll see here.
If they lay him down.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. It's that time of the night, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And, you know, hydration. And, you know, there's so many things that the kids get in their systems today that just drain the fluids out of them. And, you know, water's as good as you get.
So Duncan now is going to take the snap, hand off inside to Bishop this time, left side. He goes, he cuts it upfield. He's going to have the 1st down, a Sports Corner 1st down as he went from the 48 down to, where are they going to mark that at? He got farther forward than I thought, all the way to the 5. It's a gain of 7. A Sports Corner 1st down for the Bombers, and it brings up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Stopped by Wyatt Fowler.
I'll have to give my boy Connor Bishop a little bit of press. He worked with us most of the summer this summer.
Well, it must have paid off. Did you make him do all the hard work?
Yeah, usually. That's the way it is when you're low man on the totem pole.
You're the young gun. That's what happens, right?
Yeah, you don't ride much. You push, and weed eat a lot.
2 setbacks beside Duncan in the shotgun formation. One more time, wide receiver near and far. Duncan's going to look right side. He's got Jeter open, but he overthrew him. Jeter got it on his fingertips and couldn't quite reel it in. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 35-yard or 45-yard line.
I'd come right back with that. The DB on that side for Rushville was very slow of flipping his hips and also standing and watching.
Well, Jeter's going to be faster than pretty much anybody. Does it surprise you? I mean, I know that Rushville-Industry, they don't have anybody over here right now. Absolutely nobody. They're going to finally send Danner over here. But I understand that this is small school football, but they're not rolling a safety or anything over to help. They are going to roll him over now, but it's going to be a run play, and it's going to be a nice run at that. It's Jaden Jones. Another shovel pass, I guess, actually, and it's a 12-yard pass to Jones, and it's
there was a nice block by Connor Bishop on that too.
Well, I just heard somebody say that it was a toss, not a shovel pass. I thought he was running in front of him, but
I thought he was in front of him.
But at any rate, Lindsey May comes on the field late. I formation set behind Duncan as he goes up to the line of scrimmage now. A sports corner first down and 10. Handoff's going to go to May as he lowers his head, keeps his feet pumping. He's going to get down to the 30, make it the 29-yard line. A gain of 4 for Lindsey May. And it'll bring up second down and 6.
3 carries for 12 yards for May on the night.
One of those being a 1-yard touchdown run.
Yes.
24-6 here in the third quarter. Bombers trying to maybe put the first nail in the coffin here.
Yep. The thing about May, he had many carries, but if you zero in and watch, he's had some great blocks to be able to spring Reiner.
So it's going to be 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard carry by Lindsey May. Duncan back under center again, I formation behind him. They have started running out of that. They threw out of this formation the first 3 or 4 times. Now it's going to go to the deep setback Bishop. He goes left side. He tries to cut it back in, and he's going to be stopped after a couple-yard gain, maybe 3. We'll see where they mark it.
Tackled by Tyler Bickerman.
Down to a gain of 2. It's going to be a 3rd and 4 for the Bombers. And maybe you'd like to see him use his speed and try to get to the sideline there.
Yeah, and that's something I said I wish I had the John Madden draw. I would show you where he should have probably went to.
Yeah, you get him credit, though. He tried to find a lane and cut it upfield, and you like that, but sometimes it's not bad to go to the sideline, right?
No, get to the edge.
Waiting for the official to put his arm up, and he does, and they're going to throw behind Langdon Allen, incomplete. 4th down and 4.
Afton Clark on the coverage. It's 4th down and 3.
4th down and 3 or 4. It's about 3.5. But this is a big play for the Rockets here, I would imagine.
Yeah, very big play. They get a stop here. Now it'd be nice if you had that field goal kicker, wouldn't it?
That's a pretty long.
That'd be 40.
Oh, that's going to make it a lot longer. 5-yard as Langdon Allen, I believe that is, took off. He thought it was on 1 or on first movement or something. I'm not sure what he thought. But
against the Bombers for a false start.
Jones took off. Jones, in his defense, he saw Langdon Allen take off, and he started to move too, but it was Langdon Allen, 5-yard penalty.
Well, sometimes when you're out there and you think, was that on 1 or was that on 2? Well, he's moving, I better move too.
Exactly. John Shin is watching, wanting to know why Macomb's playing Rushville-Industry. Well, John, that's because both of them are in the Prairie Land, right?
Yes.
Duncan's going to roll right, throws to Allen, and he's going to be stopped. It is a first down.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yep, to the 22.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
A 12-yard or 11-yard pass to Langdon Allen. A sports corner first down, 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line for the Bombers.
I was looking kind of catty-cornered.
At first, I thought it was short. I about said it was short, and then I looked over to see where the marker was, and I went back over here and counted where he was at before I said anything. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line after the sports corner first down for the Bombers. Duncan looks back, talks to coach, and looks back to the line of scrimmage now. He's going to hand off. That's Reiner back in the game after the cramp. He's going to bounce it outside. He's got some running room. And another – did I see a flag drop over there?
I think it was beanbag.
Was it a beanbag?
Mm-hmm.
So Reiner's going to go for a gain of 11, I think. Where did they mark it at? They marked it at the 11, or did they mark it at the 10? It's down. It's got to be a first down, right?
Yeah, it's first down.
A Sports Corner first down.
But they're talking to Rushville-Industry with
So
a flag.
there
Maybe
was
there
a
was
flag.
a flag.
I saw something drop over there, but. So where's Reiner going to lose yards from this time? At the 20, he's going to get 1 yard gain that time.
A 10-yard gain.
Now I got to erase.
Yep, 1 yard gain for Reiner. A 10-yard penalty. He's going to bring up first down and 19 from the 30. Was a holding call on the outside. And sometimes that happens when they expect you to cut in and you bounce it outside, right? The defender tries to run away, and it's just you can't hardly help it.
Get hung up with them.
Yeah, sometimes you can't hardly help it. But that's going to bring it into the third quarter of play. The Bombers lead the Rockets 24-16. They face a 1st and 19 from the 30 of the Rockets. When we come back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, you're watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
A lot of people don't realize that you don't have to live with the dizziness day to day, especially concussions as well, that we can treat those things here. Same with pain. You don't have to live with the pain that you're experiencing. We have the ability to help you.
And welcome back as we're getting ready for the fourth quarter here. And off air, Kelly, Tegan Perry, who's going to help us next week here on TSSR Game Time Live as we bring Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH, said if the Bombers score here, it's over. You said
it's not over till the fat lady sings. I'm telling you, I've seen too many crazy things, and I would say last year Macomb was ahead, I think, 28-0 against Elmwood Brimfield, and Elmwood Brimfield came back and beat them. And I've been in situations where we were way ahead, and next thing you know, you're behind. I mean, you're ahead 24-0 at halftime. The next thing you know, you're down 27-24.
Well, I mean, the difference being is they were down 28-0 in like the first quarter or whatever.
Yes.
This is starting the fourth quarter, so it is a much bigger hill to climb. As Reiner's going to go right side, cut it upfield. He's got some running room. He's
in.
Still outside. He breaks another tackle, and he's in for a touchdown. Max Reiner from the 30-yard line, a 30-yard touchdown run for Max Reiner, and the Bombers put that first nail in the coffin. If it wasn't, it might be the second or third. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Tegan may not be 100% accurate, but I'm telling you he's 95% accurate.
And the big thing that I like seeing what Max did there is something we've been talking about all night long. He broke that right to the outside, and he was off to the races.
Yeah, he cut it up and then bounced out, right?
Yes. And the big thing is he just hit the century mark with 14 carries.
And a timeout's going to be called here. Not sure who called it.
I'm trying to look here. 36.
I think it was a timeout.
Timeout has been called by the Bombers.
It was the Macomb, their first timeout of the second half.
The big thing here you may want to look at with the lead that you have now, if you have the capability or someone to try a field goal, you may want to implement and try it right now.
Right. Yeah, and that's when you get to a certain point in a game, right? I want to go back to John Shin asking why Macomb is playing Little Rushville. I remember it wasn't too many years ago, Rushville was never considered little, right? I mean, they were always smaller than Macomb, but they had a lot of kids, and they still have Rushville's not a big town,
but
it's
300. They're at 300.
But it's a big district.
It's probably one of the – I'd have to look on the IHSA website. I know Olympia is the biggest, and West Prairie is like the second biggest, and Rushville-Industry is probably in that top 5, I would say. But, here's the problem, and I will answer this question as being a coach for a million years. The problem is the IHSA.
2-point conversion coming. Throw into the middle is incomplete.
And, you know.
and I can't tell who that is down there that's Langdon
Allen.
Saying, shouldn't that have been a penalty or something there? Anyway.
But what I was going to tell you is that I won't get a letter in my file for saying the things that I say. That they've had a whole lot of those through the years on me. But football needs districting. And, you know, you get so many of these people say, oh, we need rivalries. But the problem is now people complaining. I really wouldn't say complaining, just asking the question about why is Macomb playing Rushville? Well, I will tell you, my last few years of coaching, I was traveling to Effingham. I was traveling to Breeze Mater Dei. I was traveling to Paxton Buckley Loda to be able to get games because nobody around here would play us. And is it right? Probably not. But is it feasible? Yes.
Well, and here's the other thing that I think, and I don't know, and you may think I'm wrong, but if you start 1 week earlier, everybody can make the playoffs. If you do districting, you can play whoever you play during the regular season, and then you seed people by how they're actually – everybody's going to play. So you seed them by how you think they actually are, and you have that extra playoff game and let everybody play, and then you don't have this problem.
Yeah, that's kind of like what Missouri does. But if you district –
Indiana does the same thing too.
You got everybody – you got all the same size schools playing one another. Then there's really no complaining about, oh, why are they here and why are they here and why are they there? And then you get people, well, we don't want to play them because they're too good. Well, they're the same size as you, you know.
If they're too good, you need to get better.
That's exactly right. That was always my philosophy. You know what? And any coach out there in the country knows that when they called Kelly Sears and they wanted to play, I was up to the challenge. And we may have got beat big time, but, hey, we're going to come after you.
Allen kicks it deep left side this time. Danner's there again. He picks it up at the 15-yard line. Slow, finding a way, and not a whole lot of room there. Down there on the stop, Drew Watson making the stop for the Bombers. And
nice job by the freshman.
It was.
Gotta like that.
1st and 10 at the 23 or 4-yard line.
First and 10, Rushville-Industry on the Rockets 23.
It's on the 23. He was at the 14 maybe. They're saying it, but at any rate, 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line for the Rockets. And good coverage there by the freshman, as you said. And the Bombers, it was nice because Danner kind of hesitated, right? He waited for the Bombers to make a mistake, and they stayed in lanes and didn't make that mistake.
Yeah, good coverage. And, you know, kickoff teams are so hard, you know. You got to have your bullets on the outside or your wild men or whatever you call them, but you got to stay in your lanes.
Afton Clark on the carry again on the offset offensive line to the left side, and he went that way. And it's going to be a gain of 2. It'll be up 2nd down and 8.
Gain of 2 yards, 2nd down and 8.
You know.
Brody Manette says Coach Sears has a file at the IHSA 3 inches thick. At least that's what he used to tell us. Well, at least you know Brody was listening.
Brody's a good boy, I'll tell you that. I was disappointed when Brody left me.
Oh, goodness.
Went over to West Prairie when they moved.
Yes, he did. 2nd down and 8, and an offsides penalty.
Flag against Macomb for offsides.
That's going to be 2nd down and 3.
You know, the good thing tonight, we haven't seen any pass interference calls. We haven't seen any
roughing or unsportsmanlike or nothing like that.
That's what I was looking for, unsportsmanlike contacts. And you usually get a couple of those early.
We haven't had a personal foul of any kind tonight.
No.
Not even a face mask.
Just offsides.
Yeah. Offsides and holding. And illegal procedure. There's a pitch to the right side. That's the first pitch we've seen, I think. Danner has it. He's going to round the corner. He's got some running room. He gets pushed out of bounds. I believe that was Lindsey May out there.
I will tell you, the guy who made that play was Carter Hogue. Carter Hogue did a nice job fighting off that block and stringing that play all the way to the outside. Did an excellent job.
13 yards on the carry, a 1st down for the Rockets. So do you really think I'm going to the office on Monday for the I8FA meeting. Should I ask them to see your file? Do you think they still have it?
You don't need to look at that. I told Sam Knox to burn that when I retired.
Bickerman back to pass. He's got somebody wide open and overthrew him, intended for Wyatt Fowler. and he was wide open. And you Rushville-Industry, you know, you talk about they're not going to throw a whole lot, but that, and you talk about where he came from, Illini West, Carthage, that mindset. You run, and you pick your spot. They picked it, and it exactly how it used to work 20 years ago or 15 years ago. You're wide open. You just got to make the completion.
I think I told you it was going to be that backside tight end, and where was he at? He was right there.
Yeah, just a little overthrown, but
yeah.
I think I should ask about your file next week.
Yeah.
Handoff's going to go McGinnis and
big
time
hit.
A couple bombers there.
Lindsey May
was there first, and Lindsey was low, and
Ladd was
high, and man, they both put a lick on McGinnis.
Great play. Great play by Ethan Ladd.
Those two guys have been playing big time from the linebacker spots tonight for the Bombers.
They have done a great job.
So a gain of, it was Lindsey May, and it was, they're asking who carried it. Handoff's going to go to Clark, I believe. Is that Ladd?
No.
57, Hunter Kendrick.
Hunter Kendrick, maybe? It was Hunter Kendrick on the stop. Yeah, it is a loss of one. It's going to bring up 4th down and a long 8 for the Rockets. It's fun to have our live chat. I love to have the live chat going and getting to talk to people and communicate back and forth a little bit. We do like to keep it mostly clean and positive, but hopefully you folks enjoy it. Start taking advantage of that a little bit as we move along through the season. Here's the handoff. There's going to be a roll. Come back near side. He's open, and Danner can't catch it. Christian Danner didn't get both hands on it. Or he had both hands on it, just couldn't hold it in, and it's going to be a turnover and down.
A little underthrown also.
In Bickerman's defense, though, he had a couple bombers coming right at his mug, and he had to throw off his back foot and couldn't really make anything happen. We're in the 4th quarter here from Macomb High School. Bombers lead 30-6, and they are looking to ice it here. If they can get another touchdown, it would be game, set, match, I would imagine, if they can get another 8 points here, Kelly.
Yeah, and Rushville, they went to kind of a different looking 4-man front here. I got 4-3.
Reiner's going to get the carry, and he's going to bounce through a couple tackles, and he's going to go down inside the 40-yard line to about the 38-yard line. Going to be a gain of 7. We'll see where they mark it out of here. Actually, it's the 37-yard line. Gain of 7. 2nd down and 3 for the Bombers.
Gain of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3.
And the thing about that is I would expect the Bombers to start running a little more here, right, with a 30-6 lead in the 4th quarter. And the Rushville Rockets almost look like they're in more of a pass-style defense than they were earlier. And that's going to make it easier on Reiner to try to find running lanes here.
Yeah, they're in a 5-man front right now, 5-3.
They have 3 down linemen, outside linebacker standing.
Was that Reiner again?
I believe so. Couldn't tell who came up from the pile. There's a sports corner 1st down. Lindsey May, they said.
Gain of 4 yards.
Gain of 4. It's 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. A sports corner 1st down. We've had a lot of those here in the second half. Sports corner has some great food, and hopefully some people up there are watching it at the sports corner as we speak. Can't hear us probably, but pretty good game if you're a Bombers fan to watch while you're drinking a cold one and having some good food and air conditioning. Handoff's going to go to Reiner this time off right side, 2nd back through. Short gain of about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7. Tegan Perry going to be with us next week, helping us out here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Of course, all the Bomber sports all season long going to be presented by Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling. They're presenting Bomber sports. We're happy to have them on board as well. Old Dairy here. They come on board this year. Happy to have them. There's a handoff up the middle. Oh, big time hit. Come in late. That was Lindsay May on the carry.
We get 2.
Yep, gain a 2, second or third and 5, short 5. Duncan coming over and talking to Coach Horrell. I'm old. When I say Coach Horrell, I'm not used to it being the younger one.
Does this seem dark to you? It looks dark out there. Been looking at the lights, and I see there's a couple out over here and a couple out over here, but it seems dark.
Looks bright on the screen, but it is. Oh, they're going to throw it down the right sideline, and it's tipped and knocked away. And problems over there in the far corner, and I can't see who that is.
Is it Jeter?
Yeah. It's a cramp, though.
Got a player down in the far corner. JT Jeter's got a cramp, and it's always good when you see the other players come over and start trying to bend it out. And I'll tell you what, if you've had a really bad cramp, Kelly, the trainer from MDH is making his way over there, but that hurts for an awful long time waiting for him to get over there, right?
Breaking up at 3 in the night, that is not a fun experience. Midnight Charlie courses are the worst.
You know, you talk about cramps, and you know you were talking about racing, and I'm going to tell you something that I'd never seen this happen. And when you sit in a sprint car, you sit like you're in a chair. And your pedals work up and down.
Yeah, and it's horrible.
Well,
it's absolutely miserable.
Well, we were running one night and went out for the feature. My car goes out, gets on the gas a couple times, gets in line, all of a sudden pulls off and pulls back around. And I'm like, what the heck's going on here? You know, something wrong with the car? Well, my son was driving for me, and he comes out of the top of the car, and there's like 100 and something out. Comes out of the top of the car, and he's just screaming.
He thought it was on fire or something.
I didn't know what was wrong, and he had a cramp. He's like, and
I can tell you, I drove a sprint car one time, an older sprint car. Jeter gets up and he's walking off now. He's gonna fill that one tomorrow, I bet. But speaking of that, I drove a sprint car one time, and my feet were almost too big. So because I have big feet and there's not a lot of room in there, so I actually had to hold my leg up and then push down to push the gas with my toe, which you have to do. But normally your heel's sitting on the floor. But I couldn't put my heel on the floor and not push the gas down, so I had to hold my leg up. So I was driving one of Harley Layfair's sprint cars, and we're out in a bean field, and I drove it, and pretty soon I got a cramp. And it was the most miserable thing. That my leg hurt for a week afterwards. And I drove a sprint car for the first time, and what I remember is a horrible cramp that I got from it. Anyway. Oh, yeah, but it's not as bad. It's not as bad in a car. You can stretch your leg out. Here we go. Bombers going to try it again. It's 4th down. Handoff comes near side, and it's going to be a first down.
Reiner again.
Sports Corner first down for Max Reiner. A gain of a short 5, a long 4. Gain of 4. Are you giving him 5 or 4?
I gave him 4.
Yeah, that's right, I'd say. 1st and 10, a Sports Corner first down just inside the 20. So they're in the red zone. And the Bombers going to look to probably run as much clock as they can. They marked that, almost took that down to the, was it 8 yards?
8 yards.
Wasn't he at the 23? Maybe he was at the 27. My bad, folks. I thought he was at the 23, though. Duncan's going to wait for the official to start waving the hand. He does. And here comes the handoff. It's going to go to Lindsay May. Inside the 15. Gain of 4. 2nd down and 6.
Handoff to Lindsay May. Tackled by Jake Etter.
He got 7 carries for 22 yards and a touchdown.
So if you're an official at this point, one of the referees, and you're marking the football, you know, when the game's kind of out of hand and they still are as diligent about placing the football when the game's out of hand as they are otherwise, I don't think I would be that diligent.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. It's kind of like do the right thing when nobody's watching.
Yeah, and I know that, but, man, it's 100 degrees. It's not out that. It's just hot in here. And there's the handoff right side. It's going to be a Sports Corner first down. And no, maybe it's not. Let's wait and see. They are down to the 7 or 8 yard line, a gain of 7.
That's Connor Bishop
on the carry, a gain of 7. It's a Sports Corner first down, first and goal at the 8 for the Bombers.
5 carries for 36 yards for Bishop.
You'll take that too, won't you?
Yeah, I mean, a very nice spread for the Bombers on running the football. But I'd probably have to put Jeter at tailback just for one play.
Well, not now, probably with the
not now. No, not now. No, I wouldn't do that.
Handoff up the middle, Bishop again. He's going to lose a yard that time, I think. Is that Bishop?
Yeah, it was Bishop.
It was.
Handoff to Connor Bishop, tackled by Jordan.
Oh, he gained 2 yards, I guess. Second down and 6 at the goal. Second and goal at the 6, I should say. It's a little harder to get into the flow of how things go here. Has got one coming off.
Who is that? 64?
64, Brandon Sprinkle.
Brandon Sprinkle is coming off with a cramp, I would imagine. And really, we haven't seen a single Rushville Rocket with a cramp, have we?
No.
Handoff's going to go right side. Bishop again. He cuts it back, and he's going to be in
run
for a touchdown. That is Bishop, correct?
Yes.
It is. Connor Bishop, a 6-yard touchdown run. As he's going to get the touchdown for the Bombers, and that is the proverbial final nail in the coffin, I do believe.
Without a doubt. That just took the wind out of the sail, didn't it?
So the Bombers go up 36.
You know, I've been looking at this clock, and I can't figure out if it's an 8, a 6, or a 3.
Yeah, this is not a good spot to watch the clock.
There's a pole right there in the way.
Yeah. Now they're going to go I formation, 2-point conversion attempt here. And they're going to call a penalty. And they call that on Duncan for raising up and going back down again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you know, before the turf, the scoreboard was more in the end zone, and you could see it from here. Since they brought the turf, they put a new scoreboard in, and they moved it back, and you cannot see.
I bet we'll be able to see it from the new Crow's Nest, though. You think?
Well, is it going to be is this all going to be brand new?
Yeah, 2 levels. That's what I'm told. Pretty nice.
Next week?
I wish. Next year. We'll be here next year. You going to be here with me next year?
Well.
Back to throw. Crossing route is incomplete.
I will tell you that
you're going to be racing as much as you can next year, aren't you?
I got a couple brand new things sitting in the race shop, and
Drew Watson was the intended receiver.
You know, so we'll have to wait and see.
3:42 remaining in regulation. It is Macomb 36.
This game being brought to you by the Old Dairy, located at 210 South Lafayette Street in Macomb. Serving soup, salad, sandwiches, homemade desserts, Blue Bunny ice cream, and full-service coffee bar. Breakfast served all day. And free Wi-Fi. Visit them online at www.olddairymacomb.com or call them at 837-6700 for your takeout. And Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. It's Sports Corner at 124. With a focus on local sports, catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. And Tom Conklin State Farm, face-to-face, over the phone, by email, or by text. You choose how you do business with Tom Conklin State Farm in Macomb. You can reach them at 309-837-1200 or visit them online at www.macombsf.com. Better yet, stop in and get your quote today at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb. Tom Conklin, State Farm, the touchdown sponsors, and I hope I haven't neglected saying that, but they've got 4 of those so far tonight. Is that right? 4. I turned you down.
Okay. One thing I will tell you that somebody just texted me and said that Rushville-Industry is second largest school district in square miles.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's pretty big. I knew that. Here's the kick by Allen. It's going to be Danner picking it up again, waiting for his blockers, finding a hole, and then finds his speed and runs right over one Bomber. Trying to see who that is. 31. Ethan Harrison got lit up by Danner. He's going to take it out to the 33-yard line, and Danner was hesitant. He saw a gap, and, man, he came to life, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Coming off the field there for the Bombers, thought he was going to play some defense, was Brennan Bolte. Some different names I would imagine coming on the field now for the Bombers. Braden Holthouse still out there. May and Ladd are still out there. Holthouse had an interception early in the game. Handoff goes up the middle. Ball's on the ground, and Connor Bishop's on top of it. Handoff fell to the ground, and Connor Bishop comes up with the fumble recovery. And it's going to be 1st and 10 Bombers at the 31-yard line. Sometimes when the wheels fall off, don't they?
Yes, they do. Been on both sides of that.
Yeah, so have I, unfortunately. I've had some race nights where I was the race director that happened too.
Yeah, I meant when the wheels fell off, they did fall off.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I didn't have that problem.
Yeah.
I had a flat tire going to a race. Does that count for anything?
Oh, we've had a few of those on the trailers.
Mine was on my truck, unfortunately. Here we go. Duncan back under center again. Going to hand off to Lindsey May, and he's just going to pile forward. A gain of about 3, it looks like. Maybe 2. We'll see where they spot it.
We'll give him 3.
Hand off to Lindsey May.
2nd down and 7. So we have Coach Horrell up here to talk to us, I believe, after the game.
Gain of 2 yards. It is 2nd down and 8.
Paul Zerillo, a name that BPC folks have heard for years, is coaching this year here with the Bombers. Coaching fresh off, I believe. Helping here tonight, I saw him. Handoff going to go up the middle on a nice run. Is that
number 2, Denzel Cochran?
And he's going to go for a gain of 8. And a Sports Corner first down. Sports Corner first down. 1st and 10 at the 20.
How many yards he get on that?
8. If you gave May 3, then you have to give him 8.
That's what we did.
Okay. So you robbed Cochran from a yard on your stat sheet.
It all bounces out in the end.
Different quarterback in for the Bombers. Ball's on the ground. Cochran picks it up. He's going to be tackled in the backfield. The new quarterback.
Not on the roster.
No, he's not. Number 15.
It's 16.
Or is it 16? Jackson Barkley, the quarterback. Cochran lost 2. 2nd down and 12. A loss of 2 for Denzel Cochran on the carry. That's where you just let the quarterback pick it up, so when he loses yards, it's his fault, not yours, right?
Yeah. Got a lot of new numbers in there.
A freshman quarterback in the game, Jackson Barkley.
Jaron Petty, also in the background. Had a freshman quarterback one year that took us quarterfinals, semifinals, quarterfinals it was.
Who was that?
Huh?
Who was that?
Jacob Poor.
Barkley hands off to Jaron Petty. He took a big hit. And then a flag late is going to be called on number 53, Jeffrey Lee, as he threw somebody late. It's going to our unsportsmanlike penalty we talked about. That hadn't happened yet, just happened, I'm pretty sure.
Well, how many yards was that?
That was 3.
3 yards, yeah. Oh, they're going to call offsetting unsportsmanlike penalties.
Gain of 3 yards on the play.
Don't have to move the ball that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes it's just easier, isn't it?
Yeah, with a minute 23 left.
It's the end of the game.
Just let the clock run and start the clock back up. And now they waiting. Now you got Jackson Barkley in there, waiting for the clock to start running, and they had to wind it, waiting for him to wind it. Now he's got to wait. Those guys have been down in those 3-point stances for a long time. That's not good when you're wore out. Yeah, it's good practice, but not any fun. So they're going to count it down here in just a second. There's the hand moving. Barkley doing a good job there, Kelly, of being patient.
Very nice job.
Going to wait till the very last second, too, and he's going to kneel down. Gets ran over.
66 is very upset.
Yeah, it's going to be
Tonight's
a loss of 1.
after-game dance will go until 10:20. The after-game dance.
After-game dance.
Will go.
Why don't we make it 10:30? Come on, maybe a little shake a leg a little bit, 10 more minutes.
Shake a leg.
Why those administrators got to be like that? I can say all that.
Take all our fun away for 10 extra minutes. Come on, give us 10 more minutes. Give us 10 more minutes.
You might get a date in them 10 minutes.
And down it again, and that'll be the last play of the game. The Bombers get the win here on opening night of IHSA football action in the state of Illinois. 36-6, the final score. 5 touchdowns. Tom Conklin State Farm touchdowns for the Bombers, 1 for the Rockets, and the Bombers get the victory here on opening night. You've been watching a little firework action going on. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling of Macomb coverage of Bomber Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll let you see the handshake in the middle of the field, and then we will take a break, and we'll look at some stats when we come back and wait for Coach Horrell to come talk to us as well.
You know, that fireworks is a pretty neat thing. Years ago when I was coaching, I tried to get a cannon over here like they had at Western, just a smaller one because, you know, the Armory's right behind us here. And they came in and said we couldn't do it because of the nursing home right across the street.
Well, I guess maybe I can appreciate that.
I said, well, I guess that's okay.
So the Bombers get the win 36-6. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True convection cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True convection cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Bladensville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local country financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
And welcome back here to Macomb High School. You can see Coach Horrell talking to his Bombers after the win tonight here on opening night of the 2022 football season in the state of Illinois. Illinois High School Association has a team getting ready to break up here. And I would imagine, Coach Sears, that not a whole lot more fun than giving that speech at the end of the night, is there?
Nothing better. Better get me back in here a little bit. You know, nothing better. And the nice thing about it is it's on opening night, and you got so many things going for you. And with a win on opening night, that just means that, you know what? And back mainly when I was coaching, you wanted to get 6 because that was automatically get you in. But you know, everything's changed, and basically it's 5 now, and so you're down to 4.
Right, and
playoff points comes into that point too.
And yeah, playoff points come into that, and you're going to see a whole lot more people watching that as we go along, and well, somebody not happy with how Coach played his players, but you'll have that occasionally, I guess, right? You never had that problem when you were coaching, did you?
I'm not going to go down that road. You know,
so,
but and you know what, and me and you have talked about this with basketball and stuff, and you know, I through my years I got criticized because I didn't play this kid or that kid, but you know the thing about it is sometimes those people aren't at practice all week long, and there's so many things that go on, you know. Here comes.
No, you stay there. No, here.
Oop.
I've got another headset for him.
Oh man, you're rolling then. You're big time.
Can't
now,
Tanner, you can't put that on because leave it off one ear so you can hear us. I don't have it plugged in, but Coach Horrell has found his way up here already, and Coach. Put that real close to your mouth after you get that drink. I don't know why you'd need a drink or anything. It's not like you
looked like he's a little nervous too, didn't it? Game's over with.
3 weeks I've been nervous.
Coach, I tell you what, did an interview the other night. Didn't too many bugs and stuff chirping for us, so we didn't get to hear it. So, but I'll tell you what, I think that your kids did as much as you would have wanted them to do, didn't they?
Yes, it was a great football game all around. Defense stepped up. Holding that team to 6 points is very impressive. And offensively, we struggled a little bit in the first half, but we found our groove.
Kelly and I talked about numerous things tonight, and before we tell you what we kind of thought, what's your take of the defense and your take of the offense after the first night?
Well, it's real fresh, but I would say defensively we brought the intensity. We hit very well. That was a question because we haven't hit very much in practice because numbers-wise, but they brought it. Offensively, we got to cut back on the penalties. There's just way too many, shooting ourselves in the foot there. But we ran the ball pretty well, missed a couple holes. I felt like a couple throws were just off, so I got high expectations for the offense. Every time we touch the ball, I'm expecting to score.
You know, the one big thing, I thought Max had a nice night, and when Max gets his head up and sees the field so much better and gets to the outside like he did on that last touchdown run, he's going to be a ton. And he keeps cutting back to the inside, and you're like, get to the outside, get to the edge. But you know what I'm so impressed with are the weapons you have on the outside with Jeter and Allen and Jones. I mean, those kids, As me and Dwayne were talking earlier, I said, Dwayne, we can play quarterback, just throw it up. Those guys are just like they got like magnets on their hands. I mean,
now I want to I want to clarify. I told him that they couldn't rush me because I couldn't run, and I should have a red jersey on. If that was the case, I might try it.
That's right. Yeah, and I don't know if they were drops or just like a little bit overthrown, but we had a couple balls that typically we catch, and I think that's the scary part about this offense is we can spread you. And this Max is the Max that we saw freshman year, and we've been waiting to see it since then. And he runs hard. He's got to keep his head up. That's the big key.
What about that touchdown run by Jaden Jones? Holy, that was right in front
of
you.
That might be the run of the year. I don't know. He bounced off kids. That's hard work in the weight room.
Stiff-armed the first kid, sidestepped the second kid, hurdled like the fourth kid, bounced off another kid. I mean, he did everything a running back or a ball carrier can do, he did on that one run.
I am so excited for that kid. He's busted his butt since last fall. He's been in the weight room. He's pound for pound probably the strongest kid on our football team. And that run showcased it. I mean, he's got the speed and he's got the strength to break some tackles. So he's a weapon I don't think people know about that they're going to find out about it.
How many times did you shovel pass to him tonight?
I think 3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah, I had him down for 4. Me and the regular stats weren't right, but I had him down for 69 yards for 4 catches on that shovel pass.
Yeah, we throw it so we get those passing yards.
Yeah, and I
makes Duncan look better.
It makes Duncan look real good. And I'd be saying, "Hey, run her again, coach."
I got away from it in the first half because I was afraid they key on it and really come up.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I didn't see them, and I know pretty much what they're going to do, with Brian, coaching against his dad, and it's pretty much the same type of stuff. And but one of the things I can remember years ago playing them is that they never rolled to that weak side, and you ran that shovel to the weak side when he had that big long run. There was nobody there.
Right.
I mean, nobody there,
right.
And that play is good. I'd ran it 14 times.
Run
her again, coach.
It's a fun one.
Well, let's go back to the defense for a second. You mentioned that you didn't know how they were going to tackle. I've covered football 20 years, and you will see occasionally the form tackle where you stop somebody. That happened 4 times tonight.
Right.
I mean, your kids getting low. I think that Lindsey May did it once. Ladd did it once.
Carter Hogue did it a couple times.
Did it a couple times. I mean, the running backs full speed. They lower their pad level, hit him right in the gut, lift up, and literally stop him, lift him, and drive him back fast.
Excellent job. Inside linebackers, I thought Lindsey and Ethan did a very good job. And, you guys run a 3-5, a 5-3, whatever you want to call it. It depends on what it want it to look like. But what happens is I thought your outside guys did a nice job with Carter Hogue. I thought Connor Bishop was in and out of there. I thought he did, and I got a fumble recovery there. I know it was in the fourth quarter and stuff, but got a fumble recovery. But I thought those guys came up on the edge, and the one time they could have had a big time play, and Carter Hogue kept his outside. I'm looking fundamentals all the time. Kept his outside arm free, strung the play all the way to the sideline, and instead of getting 15, 20, or 30, they got about 3, and it was right here on our sideline. And he did a great job playing outside.
That's something a couple years ago they get that edge, and they're taking it to the house. And I would say the first half, the series we ended up getting the pick on. Jaden Jones chases that kid down.
Yes,
that's a huge moment in this football game.
Yes, and and that's the thing. That's the thing I said, where I think there was almost another pick, and Rushville almost had another pick, and I says, well, it wouldn't went very far because I think Jeter.
That was
the
the pick. That was the pick when Jeter he cut in front of Jeter and Eder fell in front of him and Jeter. But Kelly said if he'd have stepped in front of him and took it clean, he wouldn't have got very far because Jeter would have tracked him down.
It was just.
What's nice to have on that back end.
Let's go back to you mentioned a play where Jaden Jones tracked him down, which that's a touchdown for a lot of people at a lot of schools. If you don't have a Jaden Jones that speed, it's a touchdown. Next play or 2 plays later, Braden Holdhouse gets the interception. How big was that play? You were up 8-0, I think, at the time, and they were driving. I mean, they were deep in your territory. They had a chance to get right back in the game. a big play by Jones, and then Braden Holdhouse did a great job stepping inside and just making a pick.
Yeah, and, they beat us on the second play of the game last year on a big touchdown pass. So we've been preaching. We switched it up a little bit, switched up our coverage, and really locked down. And Braden stuck with it, and he's a playmaker as well.
Yeah, he did a very nice job on that, and read it. And the thing is his angle was good and everything. He looked nice on the pick.
Offensive and defensive line was pretty good too.
Yes, and that was our biggest question coming in is can we control the line of scrimmage? And I felt like we did a pretty good job of that. Obviously, we got to look at the tape and see where we need to improve, but I felt like it was pretty decent, pretty good.
I thought James Meredith does a very nice job,
Yes.
and the only thing, and like I say, I look at stuff and I want to pick this and pick that and pick that and pick this and look at and watch. I told him one time I wasn't watching. I was watching one player to see what he was doing. But James does a nice job. But I was watching him in the third quarter. I think he was getting a little tired because he was standing up and he was still. He's so big and so strong that he just throws people, but he was standing up and looking instead of driving through the man. But, he does a nice job. And then
Malachi Butler.
Yes,
Grissom.
that's right there,
Yes.
number 79.
He had a great game.
I thought he did a nice job, too.
He wasn't going to come out for football. I'm sure glad he did.
Yeah.
He is a nice body to have
He's
out there.
a big kid.
Yeah.
And, they got 6'4", 270. Yeah.
he
You
is a big
take
boy.
6 or 7. And he doesn't look 270. He looks about 240.
Yeah, he moves well for a big boy.
Yeah, he does.
So some looked like mostly just cramps, right? Nobody
Yep,
comes out
I
dinged
got
up
scared.
too
I
bad.
was stupid and threw a pass there. But it was just a cramp for JT, and Ethan, again, was cramp. We had 4 or 5 cramps.
And when Reiner came off and he had that cramp and his foot was turned to the outside, did your heart drop? I know mine did.
Him, because he's had such bad luck with injuries.
Yes.
Oh,
I told Kelly it's okay. It's just a cramp. You can tell by the way he's moving. He's like, okay.
Yeah, I thought he was hurt very bad.
It's you guys had a great game. How long do you get to enjoy this before you move to week 2 for South Fulton next week?
We're going to enjoy it tonight. Saturday morning we have JFL, and we'll start breaking down film before that. And our kids will enjoy the JFL experience. We got 80-some kids coming out here tomorrow, 3rd through 6th graders. So they're going to coach them up, ref them, and after that it's full blow towards South Fulton.
I was going to say 10 o'clock. It's 9:30 right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Coach, I greatly appreciate you coming up and talking to us. We'll look forward to talking to you or somebody from the staff every week. And,
Absolutely.
And I'll swing by and talk to you and get maybe we can find a spot. I'll either bring the lapel mics or find a less crickety spot.
Yeah. It's tough.
Well,
we have raccoons living on the roof over there. So
I stopped to talk to Coach Horrell. Was that Wednesday night after soccer, right?
Yep.
And we decided it was cooler outside, so we do it outside. But it was, I didn't realize how much noise there was outside. I knew there was crickets outside, but it was pretty loud. So we saved the folks from at home from having to listen to a bunch of crickets. So, at any rate, Coach, congratulations on a big win.
Thank you guys for doing this. This is awesome.
How fun was that speech afterwards?
It was really fun. When was the last time we started 1-0? It's been a while. It's been a while. So it's a step, though. We got to get on to week 2.
You're exactly right. And Dwayne says, well, what do you talk about and what do you say? And I says, well, I used to say we got 5 left. You say we got 4 left, and everybody's like, well, what are you talking about? Well, that's how many we got to get to the playoffs.
It was not. It was a little bit about this, but it was next week.
Get that win, and let's get on to next week.
Keep the mind facing forward, right?
That's right.
And
That's right.
it just makes you sleep a little better at night, and
At least for one night.
Yeah.
I haven't slept for 3 weeks, so tonight's going to be good.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So
38 years of it, and I don't want no more of it.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Congratulations. Great win.
Thank
Great
you.
win.
Coach
Kids look great.
Coach Horrell coming up and talking to us here on the post-game show. Thank you, sir. And, well, Kelly, you're not going to be here next week.
No.
Tegan Perry is going to be here. Tegan, put that headset on for just a second. We'll let you talk. Leave the right ear off so you can hear us talking here. Tegan is a former player here for the Bombers. He's going to help us out next week with some color commentary probably, or camera, or both, or whatever we end up needing. But Tegan, you sat here, and I would imagine people heard you talk a little bit anyway. So pretty good game for the Bombers.
Yeah, it was a really good game. I've noticed that this team really improved from last year. they have a really good shot of making state this year, especially with you have guys like James Meredith, Malachi Butler, Ethan Ladd. You have dogs on this team that can go out and play 100% every single rep. And then you have people like Jack Duncan who can throw the ball 50 yards up in the air, and you have guys like JT Jeter, Langdon Allen, Jaden Jones that will come down with the ball 99% of the time. And playing with this team last year, there's a lot of chemistry between the wide receivers and quarterback. They always threw after practice. They always worked hard. They were always in the gym. And then even on the offensive line, offensive line is very stacked. You got Ethan, James, and Eli, the three guard and center, who all were best friends together and grew up around each other. So they have a lot of chemistry. And then you have guys like Hunter Kendrick, who's just he's small, but he has that power just to run someone over. And then even someone like Sam McClure, who can block very well and do his job.
So it's going to be a fun season.
It really is. It's hard to really replace a couple people, too, because last year you had Nana Boateng, which was one of our stars on defense. You had Daniel Love. You had Jordan Drawn. But the people that went up today did amazing. They were awesome. Brandon Holthouse. Last year, he was a spunky little freshman. This year, you get an interception on your first varsity game. That takes real grit, real strength, and I'm excited to see what happens. This team will go far, and their next big challenge, I believe, is Farmington. But you never know; something could happen.
You got to get there first, don't you?
Yeah, you got to get there first.
Got to get there first.
One at a time. VIT next week.
Yeah,
or South Fulton.
South Fulton. It's South Fulton, but at VIT. Yeah. So, well, for John Burton, who did a grand job on the camera upstairs. For Kelly Sears, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for joining us tonight here on Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb Bombers Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We've got all kinds and tons and tons and tons of volleyball next week leading up to football. But we got football tomorrow, 8-man football. West Prairie travels up to Freeport-Occoquan for some football tomorrow. The Spartans were on the channel as well tonight. So thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again very soon here. You want to say something?
I just got to wish my buddy Johnny Mack good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, Johnny Mack, I don't know if he's watching tonight or not. He's probably watching some 8-man stuff from somewhere, I would imagine.
Somewhere.
And getting something figured out, I bet, and seeing where it goes. But I know Barkley's going to be a good quarterback for them. They've got some players coming back. I think they will be better. I think West Prairie made the playoffs last year. They look to improve, and I think they will improve on that. West Central put it on the Spartans tonight, but West Central is legit in 8-man football.
Yeah, Jason Kirby, like I said earlier, does a wonderful job up there with those kids.
Well, we're going to head out. Thanks for joining us tonight here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll talk to you again very, very soon. We will see you later.